Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the hottest spiritual UFO talk show on social media. This is CmdrAleon, Real the Goddess. Good to see you, Goofy, Goober, Jan R, Coco, Mary Chavantes, Dodge, I think Dog Dad, Birdie, everybody coming there, Carol, all over the world, wherever you may be. This is the Commander. Yep, and yes, indeed. We had a great show last night. That show is on my YouTube channel. I posted last night's show. If you missed it, on my YouTube channel, Ashtar Command Spaceship News. Larry and Buddy, welcome to the show. Rachel Two Colors, welcome. Dave Napier, Marty Kelly, welcome everybody who's coming in here. Sissy Loke, something, Christine, Kay Bird, and we had some wonderful interviews last night. Great show last night. If you missed it, you got to watch it. It was definitely a high-amped, emotional show. Some great guests. Sonia, welcome to our program. Michelle Marinay, welcome to the show. One day at a time, good to see you. And last night we were like 35 minutes late to get on, but tonight we're on a few minutes before 11 p.m. Eastern, so we won't throw people off too much and say, where's the commander? The commander is right here. Shelly Iris, good to see you. Phoenix Rising, welcome to our show. Hot, welcome to the show. Cat Life. Cat Daddy. Cat Life, we have a Cat Daddy in here. Linda, welcome to the show. T. Finley, I think it is. Cat Shepherd, welcome. Irma, welcome. Adam W., good evening. Everybody coming in here, good evening, wherever you may be. Spiritual Abstract, good to see you. Podcast, you know something. Welcome to the show, Linda Emma. Good to see you all. Tammy, welcome to User 191. Stay positive. Freedom of speech. Hey, good to see you. Good to see everybody coming in here. Danielle. Good to have everybody in here wherever you are around the world. We have everybody from Asia, Africa, all over the place. Stay positive. Good evening. Big Lion, good evening. And you're watching Encounters. It's going to be a great show tonight. We have no idea what's going to happen. As usual, Monty L33, Shelly Ranch Life, good to see you. So Vicky, thank you for coming in here. Sassy Little Mama, good to have you with us. And we are amped up. Plus, not only that, we've got the apple cider. Jim, welcome to the show. Unusual, welcome to the show. Good Windsor. Sir Mar, I guess it is, welcome. Lori Lou. Daisy, 66. Bird Kitchen, Juicy 1018. Hey, Charlotte, good to see you. And I know as the night goes on, all the good people will be here. Like I said, we had Shakti on last night. She was an amazing interview. Half Pint, who actually lives up in Pennsylvania. If you watch the show, did you guys do your meetup yet? Not yet. It's going to be Saturday night. Jersey for Life, good to see you. Saturday night is definitely going to be the night. The weather for this weekend is going to be partly clear. All the rain is getting out of the way Thursday and Friday. Thank goodness for the rain going away. And the weather conditions are going to be absolutely perfect for the weekend. We're going to make sure of that. Hey, everybody. Mama Jules, good evening. Blessings to you. Good to have everyone coming in here wherever you are. Please share and like. We want to go to 100,000 likes tonight. We're at 1.5. We just started, so it's really kind of early yet. But at the end of the show, we want to get to at least 100,000. That means everybody share with people that you think should be here. Amora, welcome to the show. And if you're new to the show, it's good to have new people who are finding our show on TikTok. Jet215. All the new people coming in here, welcome. Got quite an echo. I shouldn't have any echo. As far as I can see. Hey, love, good to see you. Thanks for sharing. I need to invest in a good telescope. Oh, okay. Sandy Cheeks, welcome to the show. Matu. Russell, welcome to the show. Proud Seeker 241. Yeah, it might be, you might check your phones, how it's set up. Maybe your Bluetooth or something's affecting your headphones or something. I don't know what's happening. Vex Sports, I think it is. Welcome to the show. I'm just kind of looking at the names as they come in here. Linda 1260077. Auntie Shell. Hey, Auntie Shell. Good to have you with us. Marin. I'm just watching all the new names coming here. Chaz MC, welcome. Johnny of the Third Kind. Hey, brother. Good to see you. Hey, Roderick. Rod, how you doing? How you doing, brother? Kevin, welcome to the show. Mama, thank you for the likes. We appreciate all the likes there. User 175. We're going to set our goals tonight. We have a goal that we are setting to start the new goals out tonight. We have 8 cowboy hats. That's going to be my first goal. And I do goals on my show when I'm doing the show. This way people can gift us and show their support for the work that we've been doing for quite some time here. All right. I think we got it all figured out. Terry, welcome to Encounters. Hey, Rod, thank you for the likes. And we do interviews on here. So, it's funny, we're staying in the 70s right now, but it's early yet. It's only 11:03. So I suspect the numbers usually go over 200. Normally, let me just do this here. Move this out of the way. Move this over here. Bring the lighting up a little bit closer. We're going to do that right now. Okay, we got the lighting set much better now. The lighting was too far away from where I wanted it to be. Good evening, Branslin, and good evening, Regina. Francis, good evening. Good to have all the people coming in here. I hope you're as excited as I am. And, hey, good. We just adjusted the lighting here. We had the light too far back on my thing here. I don't usually have that far back. Now you can see me. Now I can see me. Good evening, Birdie. Everybody come. Silver Surfer. Alyssa Dickens, welcome to the show. Carol Susie Q, good to see you. Trey. I think there's a fairy something name. I can catch a name there. So everyone get relaxed. Find a place to sit. The studio is really big. Our studios are worldwide. Hey, Venus, good to see you. Trey, good evening, Trey. And everybody out there. So, our studios are enormous out here. I mean, when you come in our studios, there's seats everywhere, all over the world. That's what I love about this show. You can be all over the world and watch me and still see the same picture. Hey, Kit Kat. Portugal, Cat Life. Good to have you with us in Portugal. Good to have you with us. Teddy, thank you for the roses. Will you be serving donuts tonight? Well, hopefully somebody is. Virtual donuts, that is. And if people want to give me virtual donuts, I will certainly accept them as well through the show. But we have pinned our goal. Our goals are set. You can see it. Become a subscriber to my TikTok. That helps raise money for our night vision equipment. Wolf, welcome to the show. There's my first virtual donut. I'll have to save that. Shelly, thank you. I got Venus is giving me a donut. I might have a whole bag full of donuts if this keeps up. Donuts are acceptable. Jersey for life, thank you for the donut. And I haven't even gotten started yet on the show. And I'm already getting donuts. See? That's what I love about everybody out there, True Religion, 510, welcome to the show. Michael, welcome to the show. George, welcome to the show. Let's see here. Looking at all the names. Fred Justice Jr., welcome to the show. Jim, welcome to the show. I see new names here. See, our show brings in a lot of new people that don't know that there's an actual show on TikTok called Encounters. That's right. Instead of watching all these people having these crazy little debate arguments about nothing, you can watch here the Encounters show and learn about something, like people who come from other planets, people that are having visitations with space people that are, seeing crop circles, people that have Bigfoot stories, people that have fairies on their property, people that actually are having so many different galactic cosmic things happening in their life. You'll find that right here on my show. I guarantee it. And if you're not watching this show, then I don't know what you're doing. On all the social media platforms and all these wonderful UFO shows with people wearing suits interviewing people in the government and all that stuff, which is a waste of time anyway, trying to find out what these people know when it's kind of worthless anyway, because on this show, we have people being taken on spaceships. We have people having encounters like last night, my guest Half Pint, a Anunnaki spaceship, a big ship in the mountains where she is in the Appalachians, appeared, and they're communicating with her. You're not going to hear about this on YouTube, on all these fancy UFO shows with big studios, but you're going to hear about it here. Why? Because this is where it's happening. Hey, Honey McMarrell, it's good to see you. Yeah, there are encounter stories on Facebook. The problem with Facebook is unfortunately with Facebook, they don't have the site some type set up as TikTok, where people can actually just join a live and get a lot of people to watch it. When Facebook has its pluses and minuses, and I do run some Facebook groups, and I have heard some really interesting stories there. Actually, some of the Facebook people do have TikTok, so yeah. Children who draw pictures of who they met. Oh yes, I've seen some of those stories. I actually have Facebook. I have 2 Astronaut Command groups on there that I'm very active with. Yeah, yep. And again, we have enough to drink here, apple cider. Oh, please, thank you for the heart puff. We appreciate it. Definitely appreciate that. Now, let me see here. I should invite some people to the show. The commander has to do that too. I got to be doing some invitations here, and we'll just see who comes in. And we'll see who's here. I'm just inviting a few people to get the ball rolling. All right, we sent 15 invites out. We didn't overdo it. Hey, Mahansuk, good to see you, brother. And I did a little meditation before the show to put a protection on our program always. Hey, Mahansuk, good to see you, brother. So we're getting really close now, aren't we? Tomorrow's Thursday. Then there's Friday. Friday night, we're actually doing a live Ashtar Command Q&A. April wants to do a Q&A while they're coming down to Connecticut. So we're going to do a Q&A live Friday night with the Ashtar Command. You nervous? Nervous? No, we're actually feeling not nervous at all. I'm so relaxed here. Matter of fact, I was out of body earlier. About less than an hour earlier, I was out of body before I came on here. Yeah, so. Yeah, so everything is kind of groovy, kind of cool, beautiful. Lola, welcome to the show. Dig 1971. Hey. Hey, young Skywalker. Good to see you, brother. Kilviz, good to see you. Zenda. Hey, Zenda. Good to see you, Zenda. I'm just reading comments and looking at names right now. We're really early yet. It's only about 11 after 11. Good to see you. Always. And like I said, we never know what's going to happen. We do know that my co-coordinator of the Ashtar Command Contact Group is very excited about Saturday night. My co-coordinator and his wife are extremely excited. He's also a contactee. He's had contacts with the space people. And if he had TikTok, he'd be able to tell a story. But he doesn't have TikTok. Although, hey, James, welcome to the show. Although, taking Friday off to do some final things I need to do Friday before Saturday night. Adam W. says, can't wait to fully meet our friends from space and other planets. And that will eventually happen. But you all need to watch last night's show. If you missed the whole show or you're just coming in and out, you need to watch last night's show in Astro Command Spaceship News, Half Pint Story, Shakti's story, and then April was on with me, and it was quite a beautiful show last night, and also very moving enough to move me. And yeah, hey ML, good to see you. Greetings. Things will start happening. My crowd starts coming in here after 11 o'clock. So between 11 and 12 midnight, I noticed that the numbers of people coming in here, because they're all over the world, we usually get over, hey Chestnut, we usually get over 200 people, 170 or 200. That's pretty average. Sometimes we go to 300 or 250, but the averages are pretty much amazing. Hey Chesno, good to see you, brother. Healing Energy Wellness, good to see you. Hey Nikki D, we're glad to see you. And we have people that are coming to our event that have been emailing me, messaging me, and I still will say, if you are going to join us on Saturday night and you're in the region, you need to email me or contact me on Messenger here on TikTok. And we will make sure the people that are coming with a centered energy of light, total peace and harmony in their hearts, and not working out of the brain area. We will make sure that you're ready for what's going to happen Saturday, and we don't even know what's going to happen Saturday. But we know it's going to be a surprise, so we're getting very close to this big event. We'll be making a video for Friday night for our questions and answers with the Astro Command. That will be Friday evening. So we're super excited with a lot of love and everything. Like I said last night, my message from the command was definitely from me, was love, that the planet, the people, the human beings have to operate in love. Love is the biggest weapon we have against limitation, against ignorance, against the human consciousness that holds back sometimes. Love is the total thing. I'll share the pics later. Okay, James. Love is the most important thing we all have. And that is how the Ashtar Command works, in love, right? UFO escort. Oh, interesting. Now, I know there was a video that went viral. I chose not to post it because it already went viral. I don't like to post videos that go viral that other people, like somebody started the post. I look for things that are unique and different that haven't gone viral that I can, share that are a little bit different. CT57, welcome. Scottish Curly, welcome to the show. Good to have you with us. Thank you for the like, Scottish Curly. And for new people here, if you have any stories related to disclosure, if you've had any visitations recently with star people from other planets visiting you in their spaceships or physically visiting you, if you've had any Bigfoot sightings or things like that, you're welcome, CT57. If you've had any fairy activity on your property, mer people in the waters where you are around the world, any of those things, we definitely want to hear about it. You have to have over 200 followers to go live. My protocol here on the show is very clear because it is a talk show. Excuse me. So on the talk show, you have to be over 18, no kids on the camera. Number 2, no smoking of any sort. If you're going to be a guest, no drinking, no drinking, no drugs. Those two come, whatever it is, no drinking, no drugs. That covers the whole area. And number 4, no paranormal discussion. We don't talk about paranormal things or any of that stuff. There's 10,000 other people on YouTube and TikTok that do that. This show is a space for people on the galactic cosmic discussion level, and we stick with it. We don't talk about anything else but this, and we have people share their stories regarding that. So we're going to bring our first guest up, James, UFO related.
Hello.
Good evening. Good morning. Actually, good evening. It's not morning. It's 11:17.
Good morning, good evening, and hello, Galaxy.
And good evening, James. And a lot of stuff happening. I was watching this viral video that I didn't post because there's too many people. They posted it on a number of social media applications. I was going through the clouds, and if you slowed it down, you can see, and it definitely was one of the non-terrestrial spaceships. But anyway, you were mentioning something you have regarding UFO escorts. What's that all about?
Well, Commander, I'm trying to get the best picture that I can. And I'm going to be honest with you. I was driving down the highway. I was on I-4 heading from Tampa to Orlando the other day. Not yesterday, the day before. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm coming down the highway, going about 80 miles per hour, heading east. Coming directly towards me west, I see these planes flying, and they're coming fast. And rather than just trying to take pictures, I rolled video, right?
Okay.
And these crafts flew by me. So in the video that I have, it's like from 3 seconds to 5 seconds, and they were gone.
Wow.
But I was able to slow it down and then zoom in, and you can see on the picture here, this picture is zoomed in, but I don't know if you can see it, but there's a lot of craft being escorted by planes.
Yeah, are the planes behind it? Are those little things planes?
Yes.
And what are the two things on each right and left side?
And the long craft is there on the left side of it.
On the left side. Is it the center thing that looks bigger than everything else?
Yeah. The one that's bigger than everything else is the UFO. I can't see which picture I put up there. Hold on.
It's
because if I hold the camera like this, you're gonna see my face. I'm trying to get.
I know.
So
I know it's tough to
can
bring in the
see
pictures sometimes on here. They don't let. There's no way you can like zoom in on it. I don't think. That's the one thing they should have on TikTok. It's a zoom lens or something.
And I tried.
Yeah,
So if you look
in there,
all the way on the right now, all the way on the right, like right. Hold on, let me turn on my light here. Like right here is the first, because I was only able to get it in like three different. No, it was not a chase. These things were escorting it. They were all. This was, guys. This is the zoom in. You got to remember, it was miles away.
Okay.
And I was on the highway. This is from a video.
Huh. Okay, let's take a look at that again.
Hold on, I'm gonna try to show the one that has all of them in it.
Blue, thank you for the high bear. I appreciate the gift.
Okay, here's another.
Again, that's the best picture I guess you have because.
Hold on.
You can see a bunch of the conventional aircraft. Too bad that there was no technical way of zooming.
You know what I'll do, Commander? I'm going to crop this video, and at a minimum, I'm going to send it to you so you can see like how fast they were coming by, because you can see that they're planes. But you know, if I'm going 80 miles per hour east, these things must have been going at least 200 miles per hour west.
Really?
I mean, they were just flying. They were flying, but I could see them coming, and I had enough time to grab my phone, try to focus on where they were, and I mean, they just zoomed right by us.
I've seen video over the last few decades as we've had social media, YouTube, that shows similar things of UFOs or non-terrestrial, or potentially our own stuff that's been reverse engineered being escorted. Do you think it was? I mean, how could you know
Well,
when you were driving?
here's where it gets a little weird. You remember now they were flying, I would say they were flying in the direction towards MacDill Air Force Base in Tampa. Remember when I
Okay,
told you that MacDill had a lot of activity with older planes, like rotor planes, like
right.
this UFO was being escorted by like Coast Guard, like big prop planes. Like they didn't have jets. These weren't jets. These were propeller planes, and you could hear they must have been going as fast as they could because these things looked
Wow.
like they were ready to fall apart.
Yeah, so they were like old propeller planes. That's really wild, man. That's crazy.
Yeah.
You know, that's really
Take
strange.
rates.
Why would they have old propeller planes escorting some sort of a UFO or craft that is non-terrestrial, or maybe it's reverse engineered? That's pretty wild.
Well, call me a conspiracy theorist, but I really watch the base a lot, and I try to
Hmm.
find the patterns and all that other stuff. And I think that all of these pilots are flying these planes because in case there is some type of a, like electromagnetic pulse or something, the old
Oh yeah,
analog planes are going to work, but the new digital
right,
ones
right.
won't work.
They would affect the current jets with the technology.
Right. So that's what
That
I'm
makes
thinking.
sense. I think that theory is plausible because the older planes were made with a different kind of technology that was not. I don't think they were. I can't prove this that they weren't affected by UFOs like the ones that were. You remember the story about Bermuda Triangle, the famous story with the five planes, Air Force planes that
Right.
disappeared. They said
You know,
they,
somebody
they
somebody in the chat just said, "Hey, they could have came out from a portal," and hey Grace, I would have sworn that they came out of the portal. Check out this sunset I saw the night of the eclipse.
and that's on the is that on the Gulf Coast?
This is the Gulf Coast of Florida. Yep.
Okay. A lot of people had claimed the night of the eclipse, and I'm hearing a lot of this from people that are telling me that there were UFO sightings during the eclipse. People
Oh,
were
well, everybody saw the video from Texas, but the UFO going across the
through the
sun.
clouds. That's what I'm talking. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean that one I saw three different angles of it. I mean Miles posted a few videos of it, and it's not just one. There's different angles of this video. So that it's got to be 100% real if there's
yeah.
multiple angles
There were multiple
of the same
angles.
craft.
I think was it Opal this morning? I was watching her. She was trying to show the video of that out of I think it was in Texas that was video recorded. And that to me, I was looking at all the different people that had videos. People were slowing it down so you can see it going through the clouds in the partly clear sky. There were a lot of different people that were using their video technology to try to give it a better zoom in better so you can see it. It was pretty quick though. If it was normally just going as quickly as the original video, it was going really fast.
You know, it was going super fast.
Yeah, it was really going super fast.
And I think where I was in the water, and we had dolphins coming and swimming around, and
Really?
it was, Commander, I'm going to tell you what, it was a beautiful experience. It really was. And then I was trying to take pictures, obviously, with the camera and,
Yeah.
all of that stuff. But because I saw what to me looked like a moon behind the moon, it looked like the sun, and there was like a moon
Hmm.
and then like a bigger sun behind. It was weird. I was
It
trying to
was
take
weird.
it in this picture too because it looked like there
Yeah.
was another sun.
Now get this. Now I'm seeing. I've been doing quiet research in the last 14 hours. And in one area, the Midwest, people are saying they saw the planet Narubu after the eclipse. They swear there's some people with photos, multiple people that have taken pictures. And when I looked at I can't remember where I saw this. I have to go back and find it. But I was found it today when I was working. I had some break time. I was looking, and all of a sudden I pop up this video of multiple people looking at this. It looks like it could be a rainbow, but it also looks like it could be Narubu, and it was huge. It's almost like it like came out of being. It's almost like it came out of being cloaked for lack of a better term.
Right. That's what when I was watching the sunset, this sunset right here you guys are watching. If this is the picture that I think might do it the best justice, if you look like right above the sun, it looks like there was another sun. By my eye, it looked like it. I was trying to zoom in. I was trying to change the font, the contrast. But if you look at that shadow. I don't know if you
Yeah,
can
the
see it,
shadow.
but man, there was this huge shadow just cast right across the sky.
Yeah, I see it like it appears to be a shadow. Like it almost looks like a tornado shadow. I can't explain it
Right.
to you. Yeah, I see that, and then it's going straight like through the clouds.
Yeah, it was it
No,
was it, it was amazing. Hold on, I'm trying to.
so Roxy, the light he's showing is not Narubu. If I can find the picture, it was a video. I'd have to snapshot it and show it here. But there are people in the Midwest that said after the eclipse they were seeing what appeared to be this huge planet that's just like facing Earth, and it was this huge planet. And a lot of the comments were, "Oh, that must be Narubu." Now I'm not sure if that still lasted there, where these people are, where they live, but there were multiple witnesses looking at this, and you know, I don't know for sure, but that's what they were saying anyway.
I don't know if it was optical because of the
Yeah.
eclipse happening, but I did gaze upon the eclipse with bare eyes. Excuse me. I was also able to look at it with like the goggles on.
Now, how was it with the bare eyes? There was a lot of different people. There was a thing about a little kid, evidently, looking at it without the glasses on. He had problems with his vision. I can't
Well,
remember what the story
I
was, but
think like any sun, any kind of sun gazing, if you're not doing it at sunrise and sunset, then it is harmful
yeah,
to the eyes. But
I
I didn't
figured
have
that.
anything. But Commander, I'm going to tell you this. I told you I'm taking a little mini vacation, and from the moment of the eclipse to today, I have had nothing but awesome, great things happen to me. So like my first hotel I checked into, I was in room 1111. And then my second hotel that I checked into, I was in room 6511, which 6 5 is also 11.
Right.
So it was great.
And numbers do have meaning. 1111. I remember when they had the gatherings years ago for the 1111. I mean, there was a woman who wrote a book about it that I knew many years ago. That was a popular book on the 1111, and so numbers do have a synchronicity to them, depending what the numbers are.
Yeah, and then I went to my second hotel. They gave me they gave me all of these credits. They said, "Hey, we're going to comp the room. We're going to give you an upgrade." It was like all of these
Wow.
great things happening,
Yeah.
and I just just from and usually those things don't happen to me.
Right.
Usually I'm not if I buy a scratch off ticket, I'll never win it. I'm one of those types.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
lucky things doesn't happen, but ever since the eclipse and I would say the eclipse and my experience last week, lucky things have been happening. I mean, I've been
Hmm.
getting. I don't know if you saw the video I posted, but the other night I was out back and I saw, what looked like an old Aztec. In fact, I'll put that picture up for you. I don't know if I shared
Huh.
that one with you.
No, I don't think anyone's seen that. I
Oh,
just want to welcome
Commander.
everybody to the show. You're watching Encounters, and this is I'm on earlier tonight. Last night we're on later tonight I got on before 11 o'clock, so welcome to the show.
Okay, there's one picture of it.
And what are we actually looking at? I mean, I see the clouds, but what am I looking at?
Hold on, I'm gonna do the zoomed out one so you guys can see it better.
Gramps is saying the sun, I must say the sun is not the same today.
Oh no, that's not a good one. It's hard to get these pictures lined up.
Mercury Man says, I felt a peace from within me. The eclipse changed me in a way words can't explain. And I do believe people were changed by it. A lot of people were. Ava says, I have blue eyes through an ever regular sunny days, and indoor lamps hurt my eyes sometimes. Okay. Hey, Frequencies Everything, welcome to the show.
And, there we go.
Okay, so can you give us some indication of what we're looking at? Because I see the clouds.
So in this little area right here, if you look, it looks like a face. And then there's like this whiffs coming out, but then there's like, I don't know, I'll just let you guys look at it. Hold on.
Yeah. I think that's probably going to be the best way for our viewers. I mean, I see the clouds. To be honest, I'm not really sure I see a face, but I do see the clouds and the way their formation is.
Why is it not there we go.
Oh, Ashley says the video I sent of the farmer taping the orbs making crop circles has been taken down. That's interesting, Ashley. So it looks like TikTok took that video down. I was going to check that video out. That's pretty crazy. You'll have to send me a copy of it, Ashley. Send me a copy of that crop circle video.
Yeah, anytime they take down a crop circle video,
yeah, that's not right.
That means it's definitely real.
Yep. When they take the video down. Oh, you found it on YouTube somewhere? If it's on YouTube, YouTube wouldn't have taken it down. So, but I'm not sure why TikTok would take it down. But they do things like that, you know.
I'm just happy that everybody's having a good week. I'm happy that there's good vibrations going on.
Oh yeah,
we're gearing up. You know, in a week like this, it was almost apropos to have an eclipse before you have your CE5.
You know, I was meditating about that before the eclipse, and I know it's going to be a beautiful thing. I'm looking so forward, and a meditation I was getting, and I haven't shared this with anybody, but our families on the ship really are making sure that we're all together, even if one person can't make it. They understand that, but they want us all to be there, and there's a reason for it, which I'm not totally. I kind of half know. But I do know that we're all going to be in for surprises that night. We're going to be live on Saturday night in the field. There's nothing but love in the whole group. There's going to be nothing but a lot of love and hugs, and people just we're just going to be really having a super duper event. And the weather is going to be good. All the major rain we're having in New England will be Thursday and Friday, and Saturday night. I've checked the weather forecast. There was some really weird weather forecasts, but I finally found one that represents what I think is the truth. We're going to have partly clear skies on Saturday night, and we're having no rain on Saturday. It'll be partly sunny during the day, partly clear at night, and so we are going to have the most amazing event ever. And I would say historically of anything I've ever seen exist. On my own, this is going to be a phenomenal get together. It's going to be a transformational experience for everybody, I believe, including and we're going to have our group. Going to have a group. I'm going to take definitely. We're going to get a group picture of everybody who's coming. We want to have a group picture. because we're going to be making Galactic History Saturday night. So everybody who comes is part of that. You know, no matter what the level is that you're part of that, you're all part of that, right? But I have to make sure people who are coming message me. I've had people, thank God, message me or email me who are coming from all kinds of places. So yeah.
Commander, the chat is getting crazy. Somebody in the chat asked if you were going to do sub only for the CE5, and I put never. I don't think Commander would ever
No, I'm not.
would ever do
No,
that to the viewers and
no.
do a
I,
sub
I, I
only.
know I don't use the. I have the sub mode, but I don't use the sub mode because I never use the sub mode. I never have to. I know it's there. I've
Yeah,
always made my broadcast public. There's no subscription
right.
mode. I mean, I'd love to have people subscribe, but I want you to do it naturally because you love what I'm doing. You love the content of what I'm doing. I've always been that way about everything I do. So
Yeah, and
I keep it always.
Commander's not trying to be exclusive here.
No, I'm not that way. I've never been. I don't believe in exclusivity. The whole idea of what I've always talked about is to transform the planet, we have to include everybody, and that's always been my philosophy. And I get my support from people gifting me, subscribing. You're all beautiful. You do that when you can, and even if you can't, you know that I include everybody. If you have no money, I include you here because my whole mission is to bust the matrix and to really get people to realize that some major changes are happening on our planet.
We're trying to bust the matrix so the world doesn't need money.
Right. But as long as we have it now, I have no problem asking for it on or any TikToker knows that. I mean, as long as we have the ability to do it, I'm going to do it but I do it for the reasons that I say are to help support all the work I do. It takes people don't realize how much work it takes to put a show on. They think, oh, you just get on here and talk. A lot of what goes into my what I do is when I get downloads, I get information, I go out of body. I have information a lot of times that nobody else really has, and not that nobody doesn't have information, people do, but when I get my information downloaded, I don't go on websites, I don't go on other websites to get somebody else's human opinion about something. I don't cloud my consciousness with all that garbage. I just have my information. I am like a website because teach people connect with your source of information within you. You don't need any new websites. You have it all within you. But a lot of people don't trust that.
Hey, it's funny
And my
brought that up, Commander. Grace was just telling me that Stephen Greer canceled his ambassador program.
Really, why would he do that?
I don't know, but I was talking to her today. I don't know if she's still watching the show. It would
I
be
think she's still here.
But so she told me that today because she got the notice because she's an ambassador for Stephen Greer.
Right.
But I saw a video of Stephen Greer today that I can't find where he said that he's got like a dead man switch with his lawyers and that he's had to do that now because now he needs to make himself more valuable alive than unalive. So I mean I don't know what's going on with Stephen Greer, but
That's
fishy stuff. So what I
yeah.
tell everybody, don't pay attention to what's going on with any of that stuff.
Yeah.
Keep your
Yeah.
vibes
Forget about that.
good. Keep your
Keep them good.
if you're gonna do contact, follow the protocols for contact and make sure that we're all just protected. That's it. But
That's
when
all.
Stephen Greer and people like that start acting fishy, listen, we're not part of that group and we're not going to be associated with that either.
And also I got to mention that we've ran before I even had when we started our C5 group, which wasn't connected with Stephen Greer, we know about his stuff. We had the applications that he has, but with the Ashtar Command Contact group, we have our own protocol. We didn't even use Stephen Greer's protocol. We have our own protocol. Our protocol was we did a Christed meditation, which we'll do when we do this Saturday night. We do a Christed meditation in a circle, and we invoke the most highest levels of love and light in our meditation before we start. And we use some of the sounds from Stephen Greer. But a lot of times, we have our own. I've had our own protocol before I even use any Stephen Greer protocols or Stephen Greer. I'm saying the app is great. It really is. But we mix the stuff that he does but we use Christ consciousness in our meditations before we start any of our C5s at our gatherings, and that works very well for us. Before I even, I don't know what's going on with Stephen Greer, and frankly, to tell you the truth, do I really care? I don't.
Commander's like, Commander don't care until he shows up on the show.
I don't. These people, they get so into a position of power. Even Stephen Greer, who's a surgeon by trade. When I met him in 1993, he was just starting out. He didn't have a big, huge group. He was starting to do the talk circuit about C5. He was just educating people about that, So I don't care really what's going on with him right now. I'm really focused on us, on the show, on the Ashtar Command contacts that we're going to be having. That's so much more important to me than anything Stephen Greer is doing or not doing, or what his lawyers think they're doing, or who cares, really? Who cares? I don't really. I know that we are doing something far more greater, which is we've been documenting things that are happening, that are real. We've interviewed people that are having real experiences, like last night with Half Pint, with a Anunnaki spaceship in the Appalachian Mountains, that she talked about her story, which is phenomenal. And I was in my Astro Command mode last night, and I was giving her information that she's very soon going to have physical contact where they're going to invite her on the Anunnaki spaceship. I was giving information last night, and I didn't get it from anybody's website or anybody talking about the Anunnaki. I just have information. For whatever reason, I have the information. When I interview people, I am able to give them information. That's all that counts. I don't care about Stephen Greer. I'm sorry for the people I love him, but I don't dislike him. I just don't care anymore. If he's going to dislodge a program that has been for people to be part of, and there's some weird stuff going on.
Mostly, and Commander, we're all the thing that I'm about and you're about is what? Disclosure, right? And if you're going to be the disclosure guy and you have a program, because the ambassador program was a good way of him getting information to the community, and those ambassadors, spreading the communication amongst the CE5 guests. But if you're going to stop the flow of information, to me, you're stifling disclosure. And honestly, if it was me, and I understand that people are scared of life and all of that, but if we're really talking transcending or and busting the matrix, if I was Stephen Greer, I would put all of the information out.
Right. Speaking of which, I want to bring somebody else up here too that I promised. Sonic, if you're in there, I haven't forgotten about you. Sonic Viola, you still there? I want to bring you up. I know you're waiting to come up here. Sonic Viola.
He's got some good stories. I love talking with him.
Sonic Viola, are you there? Oh, there you are. I'm going to bring you up. Let's see here. And I just pressed the button, and you always can see my brother there, Sonic Viola. Welcome. Good to have you with us.
Thank you.
As promised. Hey, how are you?
Fine. Yo,
good.
I'd like to sort of be brief tonight because I'm going to cook soon. But here's the thing.
Okay.
During the eclipse, I started meditating, and I was enjoying it, but I allowed myself to fall asleep, and I had a dream. And so the dream was very interesting because in the dream, to some extent, I felt like I was on the moon. Mm-hmm. And I've had dreams similar to this a long time ago, but I'm not going to speculate on anything except for this one point. During the dream, at first I'm unaware that it's a dream. Okay. And then and like the dreams from a long time ago when I thought I was a moon, it was like I was waiting in line and there was people waiting in line being moved by other people and stuff. And so in this dream, I look over at this woman. And then all of a sudden, my energy and her energy kind of like mix. And then I'm like, wait a minute, you're not a human. And my mind, I broadcast that to that person. And then they looked at me at first like, yes, I am. But then they're like, I could see inside of them and they're like, no, I'm not. Then this is where the cool thing is. And by the way, this could have just been a dream. I want to just point that out too.
Right.
But this
Right.
is
He's
what ended
making,
up happening. It was as if once they realized that I knew that they're not a human, they started, in a sense, kind of like saying, well, if you want to go with me, you can go with me. And I'm like, what does this mean? So I started allowing myself to like go towards them. Now, in the dream, in the scenario of the room that I was in and everything,
right,
everything spatially stayed the same. And it was as if, though, I was moving. You know that movie, The Shining?
Yeah, yeah.
Is it The Shining? I think where the guy
I'm
starts
not.
running down. No, Poltergeist. In Poltergeist, when he's running down the hallway, but they pan it so that it doesn't look like he's actually moving, but then he does end up start moving really quickly. So what happens is that it doesn't appear that I'm moving physically, like far at all, but I feel like I'm moving very far. I'm like, wow, it's like I've moved hundreds of feet closer to this person, but I've not moved at all. And then it started getting, sort of intense. And then I'm like, well, I don't know if I want this or not. And then like whenever like I decided I didn't want it, while I still felt I was like hadn't moved at all, then like my soul consciousness, whatever, started snapping back at me so fast. Like it was like, but the speed and the time that it took for it to get back to my body was like, did not comport to the space that I was in the size of the room. It was like, wow.
Oh, okay.
I felt like part of me was being sucked somewhere really far away. And then whenever it got back,
yeah,
it was just like a movie. Like as soon as it hit me, boom, I like wake up like really, really quick. My initial thoughts were that this is why this is weird speculation. Like, could we possibly encounter beings inside of our dreams who know that they're visiting humans in their dreams and they just like act out like they're nonchalant about watching you in your dream? And
well, I can actually tell you this, that there's a certain thing with dreams I actually have shared here for months, is that when people tell me cosmic dreams, which are actual dreams where the space people, the star people, meet you in a dream state, which is the reality state, I call it. So if you go into a dream that's like not about like you having, the regular dream being, let's say, marshmallows running around a bowl or something, or a milk bottle chasing marshmallows or something crazy like that, that is just a regular dream. Okay. If you have a cosmic dream, that reality dream is when you actually have an encounter with space people and you're not in your physical realm, that you are, like in your bed or whatever. You're meeting them consciousness in a state in the middle. So your cosmic dream is a place where you can meet each other, communicate with each other, and eventually, sometimes the cosmic dream eventually becomes a physical manifestation of communications, meaning that you eventually will have at some point real contact. Does that make sense to you?
yeah, no, I get it.
And I want to say that when we dream, that really is the closest that we get to that interdimensional realm. And I believe that the higher elevated we are while we're awake, like for me, when I dream, it's under full control. So sometimes, we'll dream of ETs, and the ETs think that, hey, we're going to present as a human in their dream, but because you're a little bit higher elevated, that you kind of see through that veil.
Right. And in some cases, they'll just come as they are. Like if you are connecting with a star person from Alpha Centauri, that Alpha Centaurian group will say, we can meet you, and we're going to meet you in a dream state, which is a reality state. So people say, how could a dream state be a reality? If it's a cosmic dream and it's very clear, I mean, I've interviewed people on here and on my radio show who will talk about a cosmic dream, and they'll say, Commander, is that a real situation? Now, if they give really good details about the experience and about being taken in that dream on a spaceship, and they give me complete details, like really extraordinary details, at that point, it is real. It's just that it's to being presented in their consciousness as it was a dream, but in fact, they actually had a physical experience. They just remember it as a physical experience. They remember it as a dream when they wake up.
Well, the first thing I did whenever I came to, all of this came in one split second. I was like, wow, what if I did encounter a being that was like, in a sense, like cloaking? And what if that was like a being that I encountered that was not even really interested in me, but I happened to have picked up on them? So like I have tried to apologize to it and say, listen, if you were going to try to show me something interesting, I wish to see it. And like
Right.
I'm still a newbie in some of this. Like, I don't understand. When people tell me that they learn how to like, you may go back and check some of your messages. I sent you like in October, I started meditating more again, and I learned how to get out of my body. And yeah, well, yeah, I'll tell you this to you real quick because I actually wanted to ask some people about these scenarios. I started to get out of my body, and I can do it in about 8 minutes. Um, and about 2 times, I had the distinct feeling that there was an entity present. But the thing is, it seemed that behind the entity, I could feel the presence of metal. And when I mean metal, I mean
Metal.
like I could feel their craft if that's what I was doing.
Oh,
And I could
if it
feel
were a
them in front of
spacecraft,
me.
yeah.
Does that ring true to
Okay.
y'all?
Yeah, I mean, put it this way, the possibilities of that being, and I always have to say this, when I hear a story like that of what you're saying, the possibility is a possibility, meaning that, yes, if you share this story and that's what you felt, it's really possible that became a reality from the experience. No one's going to know whether it is or not. But if you share the story, the question for you is, what did you feel?
Well, I felt as if, as you know, I'm pretty advanced in some ways, but I'm going to be honest, I'm not in everything. I felt as if
Hmm.
I was not, in a sense, strong enough to go either deeper or to open up more to invite into this experience, maybe actually physically being able to see them or
Right.
or communicate, because I've never had communications. But no, but I sincerely know that I think I texted you and I told some other people, all these normal people in here that were here all a lot, that when you learn how to get out of your body, you will encounter beings. They find you immediately, and their presence comes to you. It's like oil
Yeah.
in water. It's like you can feel their energy is different than yours,
Hmm.
and you can allow them to come in. You can push them back out. It's kind of like an ebbing and flowing, and so.
Yeah.
But these particular 2 times that it certainly happened, the the security behind those entities was different. It was like they were super strong, and they were like, we're encountering you, and but I didn't know how to, because I'm not really a huge meditative practicer right now. I used to be much,
Right.
and then I got back.
Well, the thing I would recommend is, since you said you're not a huge meditative practicer, it's not so much being a huge meditative practicer. I would take something like that, and if you remember it, try to go back into that state of consciousness where you had that encounter in the dream. And if you facilitate in that dream to find out if it's real, you can do that very simply by saying, "Where am I? Where is this? Who are you?" So you ask those questions of what you're having happen, and always, even in the dream state, you want to ask, when you can remember how to facilitate that dream, you want to facilitate it in Christed consciousness always, because to go back in the dream, say, okay, I'm having this experience. Who you're having the experience with? What kind of non-terrestrial uh, space people are they? Who are they? What's who So if you want to take it a step further and break the barrier, you just go for it and just ask them who they are. That's what I would do.
Well, that's true. That
Yeah,
is
no, Sonic, it's important what Commander's saying. Always approach it with reverence and discernment, like Commander said, bringing in that Christ consciousness. And I'm going to tell you, after my experience, my angelic experience, I can't wait for everybody to have some type of physical or telepathic communication, because it really does blow your mind.
It does, and it changes the person, because when people have an angelic experience, which is connected with, like I said before, the angels have planets, and the angels work with the Ashtar Command. And so, with the angelic experience, with the star people experiences that we're going to have, and soon going to be going on ships to bring back information to Earth, this is all real. When you have those experiences, brothers and sisters, it will change the way you perceive life. And I always tell people, if you're going to have physical contact, be it from a dream state point, or whether I teach you in my teachings from the Ashtar Command, if you want to have contact with star people, it always has to be that you meditate and focused on Christ consciousness. You can't just say, oh, I just want to see somebody come over here from some outer space planet. It doesn't work that way. That's where I can teach people around the world how to do things properly in order to facilitate the beautiful communications that we're going to have, because we're going to be, in the next year and a half, there's a lot of star ships or star people coming to Earth, and it's starting to happen now. And people need to know how to do this. They need to know how to do the meditations, how you connect with your star family. Everybody has a star family. Everybody does. Some of you don't even know it yet, but you have a star family. It could be, as James mentioned, the angelic beings that he's been he's had the experience with, and I've told him there's going to be more contact with the angelics. So people need to learn about these things, and that means taking time in your everyday life on Earth. It's not always easy. Time to give you a half hour to sit, meditate, and say, I'm a Christed being of light, and I want to connect with my star family. And that's the first thing you say, because that way you will have eventually communications with the Christed beings of light, which are your star family. And they are out there, and they're probably waiting for you to learn how to communicate with them. But it takes time to learn how to do that.
I think you're right in that you can learn to get out of your body and you can learn to have expansive consciousness. That doesn't mean that you learn how to communicate with entities that
Right.
are that are that their frequencies are there and you're tapping into. That's like a different
That's right.
skill set. And yeah, right. I guess that just means that you have more hours of work to do. And
Right.
dilute it. Yeah, I mean, you're not gonna.
And also, Sonic, for everybody out there, there's if someone's 10 times more advanced in their communications with star people in the human form here, it doesn't mean that the other person who's not can't get there. It's just that whatever that person was doing, or persons, they had more time to do it, or they had direct contact, like Half Pint did the other night with the Anunnaki, which was actually in the Appalachian Mountains. She actually had her husband a spaceship of the Anunnaki, and she described every detail of that ship with windows on it. And it was a mothership. And the beings, the Anunnaki people, she described how tall they were, what they looked like. And I told her she's going to have more contact with the Anunnaki. And it was, so people need to watch that show on my YouTube channel. I recommend Spaceship News. It was from last night. You'll hear the story about her, Shakti, and her experiences, and also my good friend April. But Half Pint had a most beautiful story last night. And, so whether it's in the dream state or whether it's what James is having when he had the angelic realm beings connect with him, you never know when things are going to happen, but it will change your perception of reality. Plus, also, not the perception of reality, also teaching what I think people have to learn from the star people, from the angelic people, the beings, men and women, is they don't operate through a brain consciousness. On Earth, the problem with Earth is humans tend to always operate through the brain consciousness. What does that mean? It means we've been taught to use our brain. Sometimes that is the worst thing we can do. We're never taught how to meditate as children. We're never taught how to go within. We're taught how to be smart, meditate, and be, use our brain so we can be doctors, lawyers, scientists, whatever. But they never teach you as a kid, ever, even when I grew up, oh, let's sit down for an hour and meditate and go within. If we were teaching kids that, the perceptions of human consciousness would be way different than it is now. That's what I see here on Earth. We spend too much time in our brain and less time in our heart. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's like the crux of the problem. We all know that. And no one in America, and we're only just speaking now because of America, and that's where I am from, and I know you are, you know, not even in mainstream Christianity where I grew up in Texas did they ever try to tell you to look inward, and they just labeled everything certain things, just boom. And then you have to have a redeemer, and you have to go through Jesus and this and that and this and that, to then only if you go discover it for yourself as an adult and do the actual reading that that the Bible is a contrived mechanism of control of your mind. And so that it doesn't even matter at that point, and then like that doesn't even, that's not even discussing, hey, look when, and then obviously though it says it all over the place in the Bible that it's inside of you, and everything that he could do you can do and such. But yeah, you know what? I will say this. You've actually kind of crystallized that idea, because like I figured that even my interesting story from, that at the Hollywood Bowl when I saw the UFO, I even knew then, I was like, well, I'm not able to communicate. Like I was like, what don't you like? I felt kind of naive. I'm like, well, I don't know what to do here. This, do you think that there's other than, see, I will, other thing, when it comes to meditating, I'm kind of like OCD in some ways about some things, and that's not thinking. Like I try not to think when I meditate. Like my hard fast way of meditating is to just say shut off the brain completely. Don't have tarrying thoughts that move out, and then that will increase your electric activity in the brain. So when, I guess it's maybe different when you reach a platitude such as what I was experiencing, if it was what we said in the beginning, like a manifestation on a holographic presentation with beings that could have communicated with me. What I'm saying is that to maybe once you get there, you can use your mind somewhat in a way that's not going to lull you out of your meditative process.
Right. In the meditative process, though, there's different types of meditation. So when I teach people about meditation, the meditation I want to see people do is for contact with your star family, not just meditate, feel good. That's one kind of meditation, which is the general population of meditation, is you want to have inner peace and feel good. That's one level of meditation. The meditation I want people to do is say, I'm a Christed being of light. I wish to connect with my star family, and make that intention intentional. So if you make that intention intentional, and you are now a Christed being of light, not merely just this human being that goes up and gets up every day having breakfast, go to sleep, have dinner, and wake up and say you do meditation for an hour and say, well, now I feel good, now I'm going to go to work. That's not the meditation I want people to do. I want you to do a meditation that's going to connect you at some point with your star family, whether they come from the Andromeda star system, Alpha Centauri, comes from the Sirian star system, wherever they come from, it makes no difference. The difference is, are you willing to focus on a specific type of meditation to facilitate eventual contact with your star family? That's the point of what you really want to go, not just for you, Sonic, but anybody who's thinking, how do I do this?
Yeah, I want to add something. When I had my experience last week, Commander, I was meditating, but for me, I was in like a prayer mode, but I was examining myself. I was looking inward. I was really beating myself up, holding myself accountable, holding myself critical. And, I was doing my meditation, um, in the name of, Jesus Christ, and kind of from the 3D religious standpoint, I guess you can say. But I think that the intention was what's the most important part. And
the intention is, but go ahead.
When we're when we're opening ourselves up, when we self-evaluate in these meditations and we allow, the source, Christ consciousness, to come in, I think it's good to know for anybody, not just people who are, free from the 3D religions, but there's a lot of people that do, people are raised Catholic, people, Muslim, Buddhist, all of that. And I think I want you all to know that you can get to that meditative state within your own religion for contact purposes. So don't hold back just because your religion tells you, because God gives the practice of meditation transcends religion, and every religion has it, whether we're calling it prayer or whatever. So just do it and have faith in it and do it right, and you're gonna have some type of an amazing positive contact.
And the one thing I from my being off planet is that don't focus on religion. Focus on when we talk about Christ. Once you throw your whatever your religion is, whether you're in the Middle East watching this or whatever that religion is, you've been earth based. Throw the religion out the window. But don't. The only thing you don't throw out is your ability to go within and meditate and focus on God, which has no religion. Basically, God created the whole multiverse, as I've stated before. And when you think about Jesus Christ, don't think about Jesus Christ from the religious things which distort the truth of the cosmic reality. Allow yourself to be in that state. And when you say, I'm a Christed being of light, you can say, because Jesus came from the stars. Jesus was a Christ. You are a Christ. We all are connected with God. We're all basically, when we come to being awakened, we are Christed beings of light in human form. That's essentially what it is, if you want to know the truth, folks. But that's how all our star family lives. They are Christed beings of light. Men, women, and children from the planets beyond Earth are Christed beings of light. So allow yourself to take the time to understand that everyone here all over the planet watching this show, my whole goal is now, as we get closer to contact, is that I want everybody to learn how to do this in a way that they're not hedging. Like, I say, oh yeah, I want to get there. I think I might get there. No, just go and do it. But do it in a way that you are disciplined in your meditation, and do it in a way that I am a Christed being of light in human form. I now wish to connect with my star family. And as you proceed to facilitate that within you, you all will have a beautiful experience. Now, and it's not a race to the end of the road here. Everybody is going to do it at their own pace, so you're not in so if I'm 10 times higher in the mountain than you are, it doesn't make me better. It just means that you haven't yet gotten where I am right yet. And that doesn't mean you're not going to get there. You just have to take the initiative to do that. And I think you'll have some beautiful experiences.
Oh, one thing I wanted to tell everybody, when you guys are meditating and when you're having contact, tell these beings or entities that you would like proof to share with others to spread the word. That the 3D mind needs proof. Because remember, these entities aren't thinking the way humans think. And for us to really break the matrix, we need more. Let them know that we need contact. That's what we need. Like if they want to see the human race do better, we need more contact, and people need more positive interactions, and we need proof of it.
And the other thing is not to think in the 3D mind. So the 3D mind could be also, it's not so much the 3D mind needs proof. The 3D mind is what causes the blockage to get to the proof. And what I try to tell people is, don't rely on your 3D mind, because it's going to keep hedging you from getting to where you want to go. What you need to do is just go within and meditate and say, in your meditations, forgetting the 3D mind, I wish to make direct contact as a Christed being of light, and I really am ready. Can you show me? Like Half Pint was on last night. She basically said, I'm ready. She didn't even go to her 3D mind. She was like, I'm ready. And in the Appalachian Mountains at 9 o'clock last, 9:30 p.m. Tuesday night, she had contact with a huge Anunnaki spaceship. So you don't have to, this is the thing you don't want to do, is rely on your 3D mind. If you're going to rely on the 3D mind, you're going to get blockage. But what you do is just go within and say, hey, look, I'm ready. I'm ready for contact with my star family. That's all. Just go direct and say it. The universe will hear it. And if your star family's listening, and you want to have that, you want to say, I've been waiting for this to occur. I really need to see this, and you will. But you have to really mean what you say. If you're just saying it and just say, "Hey, I want to have the contact," but you don't do it with meaning, and if they,
It's
our
important.
vibration.
Oh, sorry, Commander, but it's really important that what you just said. What you just said really matters, and I would like to really hit on that. You have to mean what you're saying. You really have to mean the intention of goodness, because that was the difference for me. That was the difference. Was I had to change my vibration, that it wasn't just lip service. It was
Right,
spiritual intention.
right, and it just if you
And
don't
yes,
mean it,
Ron, crystals help.
oh yeah, those will definitely help. And certain crystals help in terms of selenite, amethyst, Lemurian crystals are all higher vibrational star crystals from the stars. I have tons of those crystals in my meditation room, and all my crystals are unique in the sense that over the last 20 years I've gotten these crystals. They all have a specific energy frequency off planet. And you want to make sure if you're using crystals, selenite's a good way to start because you have to get things that are going to amp up the energy in your environment, and you want to always amp it up to the highest levels of light. And I will say, for all the people that have had UFO experiences or all the interviews I've had, people recently, a lot of people having contact with their star families. There's a lot of beautiful things happening, but people need to get ready for direct contact, and it's happening individually. Hey Gary, good to see you. A lot of people are telling me they're having individual contact with their star family. I get a lot of private messages. People are having contact now with their star family. Why is that happening? Because we are getting to a point now where on the planet Earth, believe it or not, we are eventually in the next year and a half going to have massive amounts of spaceships from beyond Earth that are the positive spaceships of light, with people inside these spaceships coming from spiritual planetary worlds that exist beyond Earth. And they are coming here. And people, I keep telling people, get your house in order within you. Get your spiritual temple in order within you, because we are going to have contact. People say, why now? So people say that this biggest question some people say is, why are they coming here? Well, the reason they're coming here because it's supposed to be that way. I call it divine timing. When you have divine timing, everything happens in divine time. It doesn't happen in Earth time. It happens in divine time, which is very different, really, essentially, no time and space. So, but there is divine timing for planet Earth to have direct contact, and that's going to be initiated pretty soon. It's happening for people, like I said. When I heard Half Pint Story last night, I was blown away by it. The Anunnaki. All these people think they own the Anunnaki. It's amazing how many people say, I'm connected with the Anunnaki, and they have their own human perceptions of reality of what the Anunnaki are. Like the Anunnaki are like the biggest gods in the universe, and they control everything. That's not what the Anunnaki are. The Anunnaki are star beings that are Christed beings of light, part of a galactic grouping, as I said last night, within the Ashtar Command. They're not the only group. They are part of an intergalactic grouping of star people that come from all over the multiverse. They work in all Christ consciousness. So that's what people have to understand. That is the most crucial thing you can learn, is to now connect. Find a place, whether it's at a beach, whether it's on a mountaintop, whether it's in the woods, at a lake. Find a place where you can connect in peace without a lot of noise, and say, I wish to connect with my star family and my Christed being of light. Simple as that. I don't want to make it complicated for you. There's no complications. Just don't use your mind. Your mind is going to block you. The human mind has a way of blocking people, So you don't want to use your mind, because it'll always question anything that goes on, and therefore you'll never get to the point of getting to that reality. The mind is going to push back. The brain always pushes back on humans. We have a brain, like I say, use it to go to the store, plan a trip somewhere, but don't use it for your spiritual well-being, because it's not going to help you. It's going to hinder you. That's why I don't use my brain for my spiritual well-being or my cosmic contacts. I go within and I work in my cosmic consciousness, not in my 3D consciousness. and that's my thing.
I think hearing what you just said. What's this? I got a text message. Oi. The thing is, yeah, I think knowing that there are different kinds of things that you can start concentrating on while meditating, really interesting. Because with what down the rabbit hole just said, uh, if you go into your meditation with spiritual intention versus just shutting down the body, I've noticed, that's much more impactful and much more, you get a better result from it. But, Toss Sam here, he, the way he describes how, his ability to go into, as people say, astrally project, to say that I'm leaving my body after 8 minutes of meditating, uh, you would say is astral projection. However, I don't do anything other than just like appear into a black void, and then in this black void, I encounter beings that I can't see, but I can feel.
Mm-hmm.
And
right,
that's amazing.
Thank you, Mary.
But it's also a little. The thing is, you have to ride a little. You have to ride a fine line. Am I terrified? No. Is it very interesting and very, kind of potentially scary? A little bit. And you're like, well, what is this? So, like, I'm able to, like, keep my sanity, but I haven't done it in, like, months.
Right.
So the thing.
So you essentially don't want to, the thing is when you kind of like go a little bit in and say, wait a minute, I'm going to stay right here. It's safer for me not to go too far. What you really want to do is when the next time you meditate, just go for it and say, I'm a Christed being of light and I am going to just go for it. I'm ready to meet my star family who are Christed beings of light. Let's get it together right now. Just go for it. Say it out loud. Say it like you really mean it. And don't like go little. Don't take those little steps, so to speak. I almost got tongue twisted. Take those little steps and stop at the point where you're stopping. Do it a different way. Just go and say, okay, I'm ready to meet my star family. Let's do it. Let's really do it. Let's make it happen. I'm Sonic viola player, whatever you want to call yourself when you're in meditation. I'm ready to meet my Christed beings of light, my star family. Let's just do this thing. Matter of fact, let's not just do it in meditation. Let's not just do it in a dream. Why don't you show your spaceship and come and visit? Why don't you show your spaceship and come and visit me? And I'll be right there looking in the sky. I'm ready for it. And you can do it that. You don't even have to dream anymore. You can just go for it. Just go for it and meditate. Say, I am ready. And then go out your door one night and look in the sky and see if the spaceship shows up. There you go. Why not just go all the way and do it?
What you're making me think is this, okay? That by doing the work of meditation, you're altering your consciousness and you're putting that on a different kind of wavelength that they're already operating on. And if you don't do that, if you go outside, you're not going to be able to see them because you're not going to just, your physicality is not going to vibe with what they're doing and where they are. Maybe. And that, that's one of the reasons that so many people don't ever see craft with this intention, with the intention of, like you're saying, because, like, I've hoped to see craft before, like in hikes and like going out at night and then looking in the sky, like when Greer had his like July 5th and 4th or little things. I would go out and do it and try, but I never saw anything. And I did meditate. Oh, by the way, maybe you could explain the app. I have the app. I've never heard tones in the app. I've gone through the app, and apparently, I don't know.
There are definitely tones in it. There are tones in it, but in terms of what you were saying before, you don't have to try to make contact. You can. Matter of fact, beyond tell you the truth, you don't even need the app to make contact. All you need to do is have the intention. When we do our Ashtar Command gathering Saturday, we have the app, but we have our own protocol that we created over 11 years ago that has nothing to do with Stephen Greer's app. We have an Ashtar Command contact protocol that we use, and we start off with a Christed meditation for about 10 minutes, and we stand in a circle quietly for 10 minutes to initiate telepathic communications, And I say to everybody in the group, we're now going to put our meditation into telepathy, and we're going to collectively say that we are ready for the Ashtar command ships to appear. And that's what we'll be doing Saturday night. Now, what we're going to be doing is way different than this, because we already have contact with my father, who's on a spaceship that's physically real, with Robar, and then my mother Luna. April has her family on the ship, so our contact is going to be already activated even before we meditate, because they are already have promised us that we are going to see 7 of the Ashtar Command spaceships. We're going to be broadcasting live that night, Saturday. We're going to videotape, and you're going to see those are in different parts of the world, exactly whatever we see. Now, they tell us it's going to be a surprise. So the word surprise can mean many things, and I integrate this into the discussion because we are going to have direct contact. No dream state, no Merkaba meditations of people going out of body in an apple orchard field. Everything we're going to be doing is going to show you the reality of the existence of our star family within the Ashtar Command. And but in terms of Sonic, what you're talking about, I just think you need to go for it. You need to just go out there, just like Half Pint. Listen to my show with Half Pint last time on YouTube, and listen to how she expressed herself, how the contact happened. And I think everybody should listen to her part of my interview last night on YouTube, from that I did here. You'll learn exactly why she had contact up in the Appalachian Mountains. Not because she was trying to do it, because she was ready to do it. And she just said, here I am, I'm ready, let's do it. And well, a big spaceship, a mothership appeared in the mountains over her, and she saw the space people. She described it in detail, and you can have that same experience. You just have to go for it.
Yeah,
it really is the key factor, to tell you the truth. You can either take little baby steps, or just go for it and jump in there.
Well, see, that's me. Obviously, I'm a jump in there kind of guy. I would.
Then jump in there.
And then I've, because of just how interesting this is over the last few years, I've thought about what would you feel like in those moments, and I don't think it. The cool thing is, it's not going to surprise you. Like for us, it's not going to surprise you if it happens. It will be so amazing and reverent. You'll be like, "Thank you," and it's it's hard to figure out how to do, but I don't know. I don't know if they, like with Greer's movies, and said that they'd try not to come into certain areas, like for their own safety. Like it's been too long since I've seen them.
Right.
I live in LA, so it's like,
oh, you're in LA. You need to just go out into the woods somewhere. Get north of LA. Go out somewhere where there's some beautiful places, and that's where you need to do it. Get out of the city.
okay.
Yeah.
However, since my one thing occurred at the Hollywood Bowl, that was interesting. But yeah, you know what? Yeah, just go out into the desert. I've never done it.
You got desert out there. Go out to the desert. Go you're in meditation. Get out of LA. Go to the desert. Find a place that feels good, and just do it. That's where you'll have your contact, out in the desert. Get out of LA. Get out of the city. Actually, they're telling me you need to get out of the city if you want to have contact.
I will. I think that there are certain kinds of things that you could probably gain from making contact, but you don't even know what they are until you do it, probably.
Well,
And
for you, you're gonna have some things you're gonna gain in the desert. And I know the deserts are out there. I'm not from that area, but if you go out into the desert, you'll be guided to the right area in the desert, away from the city. You will have contact. It might not be the first night in the desert, but if you allow yourself to do this, you will have contact. The city's too popular. There'll be eventually, when mass contact happens, people will see them in the skies over the city. But you want to be out of the city to make contact. You want to be in a more open area, like the desert. It could be in a country area That is where many of the contacts will occur. Initially, is in those kinds of areas.
Yeah.
Someone's asking about the city. Yeah, so you want to get out into an open area, and that goes for everybody out there. Get away from the city, go to an area away from the city, and learn to do the meditations, learn to initiate the contact and say you're a Christed being of light. Learn to do the work. If you don't do the work, if you don't do the work, you need to do the work. It's not just going to happen. You need to make it happen. The star people will communicate with you if you learn how to do the work. You can't just sit in a rocking chair and say, I hope someday I'll have contact. It doesn't work that way. It never does. You have to take those steps. I'm just responding to some people out there. Mm-hmm. Everyone needs to take steps. Some of you already are making contact. I'm pretty certain of it. Others are taking baby steps. Don't take baby steps. Jump into it. Just jump into the water. Learn how to swim. Just do it. Don't wait. If you're going to wait and sit for it to happen, it doesn't work that way. Amanda says, will they make contact if he is present in my backyard? They can make contact with you in your backyard. They might come down in a smaller type ship. They might physically just appear, and the ship might be cloaked. Understand something. The starships are not like the spaceships on Earth that are just metal. A lot of these advanced spaceships can cloak in front of your house, and they can come off the ships. You don't even see the ship, but the ship is there. So understand, the star people our technology is so way more advanced than Earth-based technology that they can appear whenever they want to, wherever they want to. It's not so much, that it's a city, place, or not city, but they can pretty much appear anywhere they want. And we're at 40,000 likes. I want to get up to 100,000 before 1 a.m. in the morning. I just want to mention also that April 13th at 8 p.m. we'll be going live on TikTok with our Ashtar Command contact, and that's going to be Saturday evening. We're going to have 4 of 5 of us. There's going to be more than 5 people there, but out of the grouping, Kit Kat, myself, April, and Chesna will be representing the 3 of 5. There's 5 of us. There's 4 of us that will be there. April, myself, Kit Kat, Chesno, and that's 4. And the 5th person, Johnny, in New Jersey, who we're hoping to join us. We're going to be in the next 6 months or less. We're going to be taken on the Ashtar ships, and we'll be taken to different places and brought back to Earth to provide information for the planet, for people on Earth. We're going to be, actually, thank you. We're going to be, that contact is going to be crucial, and we're going to teach people a lot of things and share a lot of things very transparently with people on the show. And this is the only place it's going to happen. In terms of the show, this is the only media outlet where we're going to be, as people are aware of the information, as we bring it back to Earth, I'm sure other places are going to want to interview us and find out what we know and what we bring to Earth back from the ships. So Saturday night is visual contact night. We're not going on any ships Saturday, although people think we are. We're not. We are going to be videotaping 7 Ashtar Command spaceships that are promised to be appearing over the apple orchard. And we're going to broadcast it live here. You don't have to be a subscriber. We want everybody to participate in this wherever you are in the world. So we are gearing up for some very, very important things here.
May I chime in and say something? I'm going to make some food real quick, but you know what might be fun? Is you invite some random person in here that's just maybe not up to talking. convince them to talk, because you've had so many interesting experiences where you just randomly got someone who was in here to speak. Someone's got to have something to say, and we love hearing everything.
Oh yeah, I mean we do, but I think Saturday night's going to be kind of a different thing because we're going to be really very focused on showing people what's happening with the C5. So we probably won't do that. We might, maybe, but we'll see how it goes,
Oh no,
depending on what occurs.
I meant tonight.
Oh, tonight.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
How
tonight.
you
Yeah, with that.
found random people at times that had some of this. Man, I remember this one time, and I'm not going to remember. You found a lady who was in Brazil, and then out of nowhere, she's like, "Oh yeah, they've been coming all my life. My mom saw them. My grandma saw them." And the things that you've uncovered in this program from time to time, and then the live CE5s you've done are fascinating. And you're like,
Yeah.
there are random people in here who have not been here long. That stuff has
Oh
happened
yeah.
many times.
Well, that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing tonight. We're interviewing you too. So we'll definitely pick up on some more people this evening. All right, Sonic. I want to thank you for joining us here. I'm glad you came up for sure. And thank you again for your support of what we do here. We appreciate it.
Always.
All right. Say hello to Sonic and give him a round of applause for joining us. Thank you a lot. And like I said, there's lots of stuff going on. I'm CmdrAleon, host of Encounters. You're watching the #1 top UFO spiritual talk show on social media. And again, you have to have over 200 followers to come up live. Has the government or anyone else came to you for your expertise about things you have seen? Jenny, no. I don't think the government really is going to be contacting us, although it's a great question. I think the government is more afraid of us than anything else right now because, we're providing people with a place for truth, cosmic truth, and nothing but the cosmic truth here. And, because we know our stuff and we're not somebody just doing a show on UFOs, because of our background, there's nothing they can do to discredit the things that we do. Everything we do is real. And I think that the governments around the world, if they were to be aware of what we are doing, are probably curious about what's happening now. They're probably curious about how these people decide to make contact with people from another planet or star people, or know what they're doing or anything. I think, frankly, to me, I don't care what the government thinks. It doesn't matter what they think. The truth is, it really doesn't matter. Um, who's blocked? Let's see here. Anyway, I don't think it really matters what they think. But I think what really matters is the fact that we're now coming together all over the world and actually realizing that we can actually facilitate communications without the approval of the Pentagon and the Ministry of Defense. We are now stating that we actually have the ability to communicate, and our star family is communicating with us. I think Tamaree. Okay, hey Tamara, if you'd like to join us, I think it's Tamaree Tarrant. If you wish to join us, I'll bring you on here. She had an abduction experience. Would you like to come on live? I am reading comments here too. I'm multitasking. I think it's the Catalina Islands. Very interesting. So I'm hoping I'm pronouncing your name right. Tamaree. I would like to. I don't think I have enough followers. Yes, you do. You have enough followers. I'm going to press the guest button here. Press the button back to accept my request. There's a button that'll pop up. Press it. And you see the button. Press it. I'll bring you on live right now. Let's see if we can get her on there. You have enough followers to come on live. Here we go. and welcome to the show. Am I mispronouncing your name, Tamaree?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Welcome to the show.
Hello, how's it going?
Good. And how do you pronounce your name?
It's Tamaree.
Tamaree. Okay. And whereabouts are you on the planet?
So I'm in Tulsa now. I'm in Oklahoma.
Okay. And welcome to our show. I found your comment interesting. Can you tell us when this contact or abduction happened? When did things start happening for you?
Yeah, I'd be happy to tell you. So so I've been having experiences like since I was little, and honestly, it started with I have one really strong memory of when I was about like I want to say like around 5 years old. And it's kind of crazy because I remember being kind of like almost like, and I know this sounds weird, but like some like as if some the only way I can put it is like I was trying to convince my parents that hey, something visited me and it was like bright and glowy, and I was flying around my room,
Hmm.
and you know what I mean? And I know that that sounds weird and like kids imagine things, but I remember being really upset because like my parents didn't believe me. And I was
Hmm.
like, and it was just a strong feeling of like, no, like I was flying. And and like visitors and stuff since I was little. And as I got
Wow.
yeah, and as I got older, I've always been like a stargazer. I've always been like looking up and towards the skies and stuff. And I've since I was young, I've always seen been looking up at the sky and seen things that look like a star, but they're not a star, and I know they're not a
Right.
star, and they move in strange ways, and even like two stars, supposed stars like following each other like around in the sky.
Right.
Yeah. And
Yeah. No, I was going to say when stars move in the sky, they're not stars; they're spaceships.
right. Yeah, and yes, and I agree. And I've known that for just a long time now. I mean, I'm 34 now, but
Okay.
just in a way that even and this too kind of I know to some people would sound weird, but to where I ask to see them and they show up, you know? And just in a way to where but anyway, I wanted to tell you about a particular experience that I had.
Yes. Yes. I want to hear it. Go ahead.
Okay. So let's see, how old was I? This is straight out of cosmetology school in California. I was working at a little salon, trying to just like brand new, like make my way in life. Let me see, I was like, I want to say like 22, 23.
Yeah.
And so I'm working in this little salon, little mom and pop type shop, and this is in Hemet, California. I don't know if
Hmm.
you're like familiar, but
Not really, but go ahead.
okay. And so it was really strange how this happened. Because the reason I bring it up where I was working is because a guy came in, and his he came in for like a haircut, but
Hmm.
he was very odd. And this guy, right from the get-go, he was just saying kind of odd things about it was kind of forward, and he was like, oh, I've got a trip coming up for work, and can't get into the details, but I'm going to be going to I'm sorry, to Catalina Island, and and I was like, okay, and well, the thing that was weird about it was he had come in several times after that, and he sent
Yeah.
flowers to the shop. He sent kind of just weird, like, he was, I took it as like,
Yeah.
okay, this guy's flirting with me, that okay, not too
Right.
weird.
Flirting with you. Yeah.
Yeah, so I ended up going to he had left his number one day, just popping
Hmm.
into the shop oftenly, and it was just kind of weird. Well, okay, so I liked him. So I ended up going to his place. He had a lot of military type of stuff around his house. Um,
Wow.
he was always odd. I don't know how to describe it to you. Almost like not like uh it's hard to put
Was
my finger on it. He was just
would you
odd.
say? would you say that he was in the military of some level, or was he something else?
Yeah, he was definitely like in the military. He had a lot of like type of stuff around his house that showed that, but he said I can't get into it. I work for the government. He was very clear about it. We had gone on like a date. I remember, I'll never forget, to like first date to a Mexican restaurant, and when we left, I'm in his car. He's acting
Right.
weird and suspicious, and he's looking in his rearview mirror, and he's like, they're following me. They hear me. They listen to me through my phone, and they're following me. And I'm thinking, this guy's crazy.
Right.
Honestly, I was. But he was just always odd, and he had talked to me from the get go about this trip to Catalina Island, for work. Well, some time went by, and we ended up, he planned that trip, and he wanted me to go with him, and so we went. And I know this is all kind of like, okay, get to the point. But when we
No, take your time. There's a story here. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you, because this has been crazy. This has affected me my whole life, and the
Really?
reason being, on that trip. We went to Catalina Island. I grew up in Southern California my whole life,
Hmm.
and so okay, so this guy, I'm kind of dating him, but he's weird. I'm not gonna lie, he's odd, and he acts like he's paranoid. Like he's made it clear he works for the government, but he can't get into the details. Apparently they listen to him through his phone and all this stuff. He acts paranoid often, but I don't know. I'm young and I'm naive, and so we go on this trip. In Catalina Island, we stay at a hotel, and it's called the Hermosa, and it's known for being a very haunted. And Catalina Island, I don't know many people if they know about it. It's got an extensive history of they do ghost tours. It's known for paranormal
Yeah.
stuff, and
Yeah.
not only that, but known for UFO type of stuff happening.
I know about Catalina Island, about UFO history, and we'll stick to the UFOs and stay away from the paranormal. But yeah, go ahead. In terms of the UFO stuff,
I
I
got
know
you.
it's go
Yeah.
ahead. So it's leading up to something, but go ahead.
It is. It really is. So this is crazy. This is the most wild experience that's ever really happened to me. We were at this hotel. I know we're steering clear from the paranormal stuff, but I'm just mentioning this because, we had gone on this ghost tour thing of the island, and weird stuff happening with that, but that's kind of different, okay, we'll steer clear from
We'll
that.
stay away from that. Yeah.
Okay, so here's what I'm getting at. We go to bed, okay? I remember it's really, honestly, it's affected me my whole life. I
Okay.
I was taken, but I don't know if my body was taken, if that makes sense. But I'm in this situation. I call it a situation because it wasn't just a dream, and I know it wasn't just a dream. But I'm
Hmm.
in a situation where I'm laying on a surface. I can't move. I'm kind of there's light beings around me. That's the only best
Okay.
way I can
So
describe
so
it.
let me stop you.
Okay.
So you had light beings around you. Can you tell us? Let's just take that one part of your story.
Okay.
How tall were they, and what did they look like? The light beings.
So I honestly, honest to God, I can't tell you what they looked like because I remember being, I could not move. I was kind of freaked out. I was laying there, and they were all around me, and there were several of them, and they were tall beams of light. I couldn't make out a face. I couldn't make out like a body shape. I really, honest to
Hmm.
God, I but they were there, and I was laying there, and I was trying to like move. I remember being a little freaked out, and it's just, this is the weird thing, is that I was there and I could not move, and there's these things around me. I'm trying to look at them, but I really can't. I can't make out anything, just glowing, really bright, indescribable light. And then next thing I knew, I was looking down on the situation. I
You're looking
saw.
down.
Okay, go ahead.
No. So the light beings were. Are you in a motel room? Where are you?
I'm physically in a motel and Catalina, and with this guy, and I had fallen asleep. I mean, I don't think that this happened like with my physical body being gone, but I could be wrong. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but it's always confused me.
Mm-hmm.
But I was in this situation, is the best way I could say it. Is I don't
Mm-hmm.
know if they had my physical body or just like part of me, like had, you know what I mean?
I read, if you watch my show, I read into stories. So now I'm now operating in a different mode, where I can read into things here
Okay.
from my galactic consciousness, because I work with the Ashtar Command. I am the Ashtar Command as well
Nice.
as a talk show host. So as I read your story about the light beings, give me a moment.
Okay.
So the light beings, they were in your room and you couldn't move.
Yeah.
But you weren't abducted. They didn't do anything to you, correct?
Well, so
In a
see,
sense, when we say abduction, like they didn't pin needles into you or anything like that, correct?
well,
Or am I wrong?
see, okay, let me go a little further into this. Um,
Okay.
like I say, I don't know if they had me physically, or part of me thinks that they can take you without taking you physically, and I don't know how true that is. I
Hmm.
really don't know how true that is, but all what I know is that I was laying there, and this situation was just wild because it didn't feel like a dream is what I can say. And I'm laying there and I
Mm-hmm.
can't move. And at first, I'm just intrigued. I'm looking around. There are definitely multiple of these I don't want to say creatures, these beings around me.
They were pure light. Am I correct? They physically were pure light.
Yes, like, or what they allowed me to see,
Right.
was light. Yes, it was a very bright light, and they were, yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
couldn't make out like a shape or a face.
Right.
But this is the weird thing. I'm laying there, and then next thing I'm intrigued is what I remember feeling. I'm intrigued.
Right.
I wasn't necessarily scared, but I couldn't move. And I don't know. Part of me was like, I think, wondering, is this a dream? What is this? But then next thing I knew, I was above looking down on the situation.
Now, when you were above, this is interesting. I'm getting information to you.
Uh-huh.
You were physically, you thought you were in a part of your mind wants you to think that you were in a dream,
Uh-huh.
but you were actually, when you were above, can you explain where you were when you were looking down?
I can try. I can try because this is real. I know this is weird, but it
It's not
went.
weird at all. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you so much. Like, this means a lot to me because I've never forgot this, and it's always kind of stuck with me. But yes, okay. So after laying there and not being able to move, and feeling initially intrigued, and I remember wondering in the situation, is this a dream? What is this? And these beings that they're just I cannot, I'm sorry to be repetitive. I can't make out a face or a shape but I know there's several of them, and all I can see is, like I say, like beams of light, like moving around me, around
Mm-hmm.
me.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was above the situation, looking down on it, and I saw my
Yes.
body. I saw my
Yes.
body. I and honestly, I can't. I think I was naked. I don't remember
Hmm.
like clothing or anything, but I just remember looking down. And this is the weird part. I heard something speaking to me, like mentally, like talking to me.
Yes. Telepathy. Yes.
Yeah, yes, it was talking to me. And this is where it gets weird. It was almost like a battle. I don't know how else to describe it, because
Battle.
something was telling me, this is what it said. It said, "This is bad. This is not good. You need to get out of here." And I said, "What?"
What?
And so shortly after that,
Hmm.
I woke up. But when I woke up in that hotel room, I felt
Mm-hmm.
like I was shaken, like woke up, like literally physically shaken awake, like someone woke
Mm-hmm.
me up. But I
Mm-hmm.
look to my right, and there's this guy, the guy I had mentioned. He's over there sleeping. He didn't wake me up, but I felt like physically shaken awake. And and what I can tell you is that I couldn't breathe. I could not breathe. I felt
Oh my
heavy.
God.
I felt like an elephant was on my chest, is the best way I could
Huh.
explain it. I felt like uh it just tripped me out. It really tripped me out because it's like I was in this weird situation, and there's these beings, and then I'm above looking down, and then mentally I hear it telling me, "Get out of here. This is not good."
So
Okay,
So
go ahead.
when you heard the voice saying, "This is Encounters,"
Hmm.
and Tamaree is our guest in California, um, when it told you to get out, was it a male or a female voice that said that to you?
Man, that's honestly hard for me to answer correctly
Okay,
because I don't
okay.
remember. It felt like
So
my voice almost, like it was
so
speaking
you,
through me. Like,
your inner voice, your inner consciousness told you to get out.
I guess
Now,
so.
what's interesting about your story is,
Hmm.
and there's a lot of layers to it, which I'm trying to figure out here,
Yeah.
is the light beings. So the light beings were all around you. These light beings,
Hmm.
their light was very radiant. Correct? They were tall.
Yeah, yeah,
They're right. So at one point, I'm thinking, okay, you're in this hotel that has a history to it.
yeah.
You're having the light beings that are appearing around your room physically, and he's sleeping.
Hmm.
He's in the
Yeah.
room sleeping. You're having this experience, and you're not sleeping. You're awake, I presume. Correct?
Um, well,
I think you were.
when I awoke from the situation is the crazy thing is that I truly felt like I had been returned to my body. And I know that sounds weird.
Yes.
Like it felt like as though something had taken me without physically taking me. And when this all happened and when I awoke, I was like I
Mm-hmm.
literally started talking to this guy that
Mm-hmm.
I was with, like, oh, that was the craziest thing. Oh my God, thank you for waking me up. But he wasn't awake. He was not awake. He didn't wake me up, but I felt as though he shook me awake.
Hmm.
So it's just very
Now,
weird.
when you were taken out of your body, this is Encounters. I'm CmdrAleon. I'm the host of the show. I work with the Ashtar Galactic Command, which is the Christed beings of light. I'm a contactee, just to let people know. So,
Mhm.
if you're new to this show, I know a lot about things, and I work with the positive space people, my family, so to speak. So, I'm kind of wondering, when you were taken out of your body,
Mhm.
um, did you feel that even though you were looking down, do you think there were other beings that were aware of your physical appearance than when you were looking down
Uh,
at your physical form, and then you were not in your physical form, which your physical form was perfectly healthy and alive, just to let you know.
yeah.
You were somehow out of your body, looking down at your body, which would be like an astral projection, but then you had the light beings that were around your body in the room.
Right.
So what I'm trying to figure out here, which is intriguing about this story, is, and there are a lot of layers to this that are a little bit complicated,
Yeah.
because usually light beings. So what I'm trying to figure out is, uh, were you in your physical form, in your mental state, were you afraid of what you were seeing? Was your mental state, your mind saying, "I'm afraid of this"?
Well,
And can you explain how you were feeling at the time that this was happening?
yeah, yeah, and yeah, I would like to explain that. And the thing
Yes.
about this is that it went through a series of emotions because at first it was like I'm laying here, these things are around me. They looked beautiful. To me at first, it was like, wow, like, this is I distinctively remember being intrigued initially. And then it really it was like a roller coaster of emotions because
Yeah.
I felt really just like wow, like trying to look at these things, and I just remember initially being so interested and like
Hmm.
amazed in a way, like wow, what's going on. And then it just
Yeah.
turned quickly is all I can say, with and then being all of a sudden like above somehow looking down on
Yeah.
it. And then like mentally, like something told me
Right.
mentally, like get out of here. Hey, this isn't good,
Right.
get out of here. And it's weird. This is what's weird about it, is that it felt like a literal battle between, I don't want to say good and evil, but like as if something saved me from the situation, if that
Right.
makes sense.
So it makes sense, but I'm still well, I'm not confused. The light beings usually would not be involved in, uh, abducting anybody. So I'm curious if
Okay.
there was something else beyond the light beings that was in the room that was interfering and trying to do something else, but I can't get my hands around it. It's like
Mm-hmm.
the light beings, I know what light beings are. I'm very, very familiar with that whole area of light beings.
Yeah.
But there had to be some other energy in that room that was interfering or trying to interfere. And then when you heard the voice, which is probably your inner guidance, your inner voice coming from you saying, oh, you got to get out of there. You got to get out of there.
Mm-hmm.
But then you're hovering above your body. That's another thing going on. You have different things happening all in one night, all in one night in that one room. So it's really intriguing, and I'm trying to help you here. But I'm also seeing so many layers in this story that so many things are happening, including the voice that talks to you that says, you got to get out of here, you got to get out of here.
Yeah.
And then you of course, wake up at some point. How long do you think this was going on for? Was it going on for 10 minutes, like an hour? I mean, how long did you feel this was happening?
It's so hard to say because a part of me feels like it, like how long it was happening in like Earth time was different from like in
Yes.
you know what I mean? Like, I don't think it was very long in like Earth time, if that makes sense.
Right.
But you know, like, I want to. I can't. I really can't give. I can't even tell you. Like an hour.
Let me ask you. So let's say in Earth time it was an hour. My feeling is, I'm going to give you my gut feeling right now, is that you had an off-planet experience, even though you don't remember that part of it.
Yeah.
I think you went off-planet. I think you're only remembering what you are able to remember. I think there's a lot more going on with your experience than you're able to share. And it's not because you don't want to share it. It's because you don't remember it.
Right.
Because there has to be a lot more. If you have light beings around your bedroom, and then you are now leaving your body, and you're looking above and looking down, I correlate that with your being taken off planet. You're being taken onto a spaceship. And the light beings around you were there, and you were definitely not in the room. You were definitely taken, if you want to look at the room as a holographic image, that you look to make it feel like you're in the same room. When you said you left your body, I totally am getting that you were taken onto a spaceship.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Do you close your eyes for a minute? I want to do something.
Okay.
We're going to do something here for you. As you close your eyes, I want you to take a deep breath.
Okay.
And we're going to do something here for you. I'm going to work now in my Astro Command mode for you, okay?
Okay.
And as you take a deep breath, relax. Allow yourself to let go of your mind and allow yourself just to sit and relax. No worries, nothing to worry about. And as you do this, I want you to look back at the fact that when you left your body, and when you physically left your body, allow yourself to travel to where you went to. Allow yourself to tell your mind to let go. Tell your mind not to stop you from seeing what you actually experienced.
Okay.
And as you do this, I want you to not even think about it, but just go there. I want you to let yourself go all the way beyond Earth to where you went, because you went beyond Earth. You went off planet. You went out of that room. You weren't even in that room anymore.
Right.
That is why your Earth time was pretty quick. But when you went off planet, there was no time. You went somewhere with space people. That's the missing link to your story. So I want you to let yourself go. I want you to keep going, keep going, keep going until you get where you were. I want you to go through that galactic doorway where you were taken on the ship. Now, whether you remember all of it tonight, you're going to remember it now. We're going to take away all the blockage of that memory. I'm asking the Ashtar Command to assist that she is unblocked from remembering her experiences. And allow yourself to just flow. Tonight, when you go to sleep and when you wake up in the morning, you will remember everything that occurred off planet. You're going to remember every single detail. Your mind was blocking you from remembering. It's really important. When the mind does that, it interferes. It's not good. It doesn't allow you to remember whatever the experience is. You should be able to remember it.
Right.
Okay, so right now as I'm speaking, do you feel anything different happening to you?
Yeah, honestly, like when you started saying that, I felt like kind of nervous, just because of like all the emotions that
Yes.
like came with it, you know?
Yes.
Yeah, but kind of it feels a little freeing, you know? A little it does. I
Yes.
feel kind of a
What we're
weight off.
doing is, yes, what we're doing is we're working on your consciousness, your brain. We're basically working on having your brain relax to allow you to remember the full experience.
Hmm.
Now, I'm not saying it was negative or not negative, but I think that there's a lot more that happened that you can't remember at the moment.
Yeah.
All right. And I think that as you just take that deep breath, like when you go to sleep tonight, I want you to repeat taking a deep breath. I want you to tell your consciousness, I wish to remember what happened to me off planet. I want to know more about the light beings that were interacting with me. I get that you weren't physically, there was no physical, what I'm trying to get to saying is there was no physical contact in the way in terms of an abduction. An abduction would be something where they take you, and the stories I've heard over the years and things I've read over the years, an abduction is way different than what you had.
Yeah.
You weren't strapped down on a spaceship on a table and having metallic things put into your arm, correct?
Yeah, I hope not. I'm
No,
not
no,
sure. Yeah.
I'm saying that didn't happen. I'm actually telling you
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, no,
So,
I guess
yeah,
not. I don't.
I want you to focus on not being nervous.
Okay.
I tend to feel that you're a very nervous person. That's not critical. It's just
Yeah.
that I feel there's a nervous energy in you. Am I correct?
Yeah, yeah, you are correct because yeah, I feel like I'm one of those people, every emotion I feel is kind of like more intense, if that
Right.
makes
That's
sense.
right.
Yeah.
It makes sense. And again, there's no judgment. I'm just telling you what I'm getting from you
Yeah.
energetically. But allow yourself to take a deep breath in peace. And when you went out of your body, as you're telling the story in that hotel room, you
Hmm.
were actually taken onto a spaceship.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely certain of that now. You were definitely taken on a spaceship. And actually, those light beings,
Hmm.
they were there to assist you in going out of the room into the spaceship. So that part of the story you don't know, but I do know. They were around you. Actually, they were trying to protect you in some way,
Okay.
if it makes any sense. They weren't threatening,
Yeah.
right? They didn't do anything to you. They weren't there to do anything to you.
It does make sense when you say that because like I say it was initially fascinating. You know, I was like amazed. I wasn't scared. I was like, "Whoa, I was just trying to make out a face
Right.
and a
That's
shape
right.
and I couldn't." But
Hmm.
yeah, it just escalated into something kind of different. Um,
Yes.
yeah.
Steve, my friend Steve Houston says you're sensitive and you're very strong. So you're sensitive to energies. He's absolutely correct about that.
Yeah.
You know, but I know that if you do the things I'm suggesting you do, I believe that you'll that you don't have to be back on the Catalina Island to do this.
Yeah.
You can do this wherever you are. You can be on a lake or in front of an ocean on a beach by yourself. And if you meditate, you can ask those light beings, who are they? Where are they from?
Yeah.
So that's what I want you to do. I want you to initiate in total peace within yourself to meditate. Thank you, Flo. Thank you. I want you to meditate and focus on who are you? Who are the light beings that were there?
Okay.
And just also say to yourself, I am a Christ, being of light, and
Hmm.
there's no ET that can contact me or any space beings that can contact me unless you are a Christ, being of light. And so you can ask those beings of light that you were in communications with, in a sense, who are they? Where are they from? What star system? They came from a star system way beyond Earth. That I do know.
Yeah, I believe
Yeah,
that.
yes, Bert, thank you. Yes. And you already instinctively know that. You see, your nervousness got in the way. Your mind got in the way of what's going on. The mind's going to always, I always tell people, tell your mind to just basically be quiet because the 3D mind will always interfere with something and make it look like, oh, you shouldn't be doing this. It always
Right.
does that. So tell your mind, when you do this, say to the mind, I'm going to do this, just go to sleep, rest a little bit. I'm going to do this. You go to the center of your being. And as you do this, find a peaceful place, take some deep rest, relax, and facilitate the communications and ask them, the light beings, where are you from? I'm the
Okay.
Christ, the being of light. Where are you from? And I want to know in the future, your story will change. You'll have a complete story now. You won't have like little pieces of the puzzle because there's
Yeah.
a bigger part of the puzzle that you don't remember, but you're going to.
I would love that. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. You're welcome. I want to thank you for being here. I got a better understanding of what happened. I had to really tune into you a little bit more.
Right.
It was a complicated story,
Yeah.
but yeah, I think there's a lot more that can be learned as you meditate on this.
Yeah, I believe you. Yeah, I definitely believe that. It was just a strange situation that's always kind of, I don't want to say it's haunted me, but like I'll never forget it. And just
Mm.
the way, the way that I was led there, I don't know if this is a stretch to think that this guy came into my life. And it's just odd the way that initially from the first interaction, he was talking
Mm.
about going to Catalina and all this business trip he had to take. He was adamant about me going. And then one more thing, I'm sorry, I don't want to ramble on, but one more
No, go
thing
ahead.
that made it odd was after this whole experience, when I woke up, and I could have swore he woke me up, but I guess, he was fast asleep. The heavy feeling of like returning to my body, if that makes sense. The feeling of just like almost like my skin.
You still there?
The way that
Hello?
yeah, I'm here. Sorry, someone had tried to call me.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry, someone had tried to call me.
Okay. Okay. So your
I'm
phone
here.
is,
Sorry, someone had tried to call me.
your phone is are you
Yeah,
still hearing me?
I know it's messing up. I'm
Your
sorry.
phone is are
Yeah,
you still hearing me?
I know it's messing up. I'm sorry.
Your phone is
Yeah,
you still hearing me?
I know it's messing up. I'm sorry.
Okay. I think you have your Bluetooth on or something. That's weird.
That was weird. Is it better now? Can you hear me?
Yeah. So
Sorry about
let
that.
me let me say something. Weird things do happen on encounters. So
Hmm.
was that was your Bluetooth, right?
Yeah, so yeah, someone attempted to call me and
Okay.
I
They try.
ignored
Okay.
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. Okay. Yeah. So you don't know who attempted to call you. Was it like just like a random weird unknown thing, or
Yeah, I don't know who that was. Yeah, I kind of just ignored it.
now this is interesting. So someone attempted to call you just now, and you don't know who it was. So that's very interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting. And I say that. A matter of fact, I'm going to bring. If I'm going to, this is going to get pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Let's see. She's not here
Yeah,
now.
that was kind of weird.
I think the echoing sound is a confirmation. You
Yeah.
know, there's a confirmation that I'm going to share with you. You're going to make contact with these space people when you meditate. And the next, if you find a place, you need to find a place that is a safe place, public place, but a place where there is a place you can meditate on the water. Do you have a place you can go to?
Yeah, I do. And I'm in Oklahoma now. I grew up in California my whole life, so I feel almost like landlocked now for the last 5 years. But there are water,
Hmm.
there's a lot of there's lakes and river
Okay,
waterways and
you can
stuff.
find a place. So what I'm getting at, and I'm not trying to take this as a stretch, when your phone rang and I started reverberating on and on, um, there's a reason why that was happening.
Yeah.
You don't might not realize it. My show that I do is being listened to by our Star family, the Ashtar Command. They listen to our show. They have monitors. They can listen to the show. They watch the show every night, and they're watching everything, this discussion. So when you heard the reverberation of the echoing of my voice and your voice, I just sat there quietly listening and enjoying the echoing of the voices, because that was going into space. The voice traveled into space. At that moment, in that time, our voices were traveling into space.
Yeah, that would
You
that
know,
I gotta say that was weird timing. Yeah.
yes, that's what happened. So there was really nobody calling you. You know, I know this is going to be kind of amazement to some of my viewers here. There was nobody calling her. That was the space people confirming by ringing her phone that yes, what I'm talking to you about, what I'm trying to share with you, what to do is absolutely affirmative.
Yeah. No, I believe that. And it's weird you bring up being by the water because of how it happened and on that island and yeah,
And let me ask you a question, and some of the viewers, was there any kind of phone number when it was ringing, or there was no number at all?
oh man, it was kind of like I guess a number popped up. It happened so quick. I was trying to exit out of it to speak with you because I was so into this
Okay,
interaction. I'm not
right.
sure.
No, I know that.
Yeah.
If you go back through the history of a phone call a few minutes ago when you're not on, check your phone numbers that were calling in
Okay.
and see if there was actually a real phone number that appeared when that phone rang.
Yeah, I will.
I'm going to bet there was no number whatsoever.
Yeah, that's trippy.
I know I don't want to freak anybody out here because, like I said, this show is where a lot of galactic things happen. And I'm telling you, there's something always happening. Well, I'll
Yeah.
tell you, it's getting to be. I'm at 70,000. We're trying to get to 100,000 likes. We have 255 wonderful people out here, and I need everybody to tap their screens to get us to 100,000 likes really quick. I need everyone to work really quickly now. I don't usually ask for too much, and it's not too much to ask with 255 for people to tap on the screen. If everyone taps, we can do this in minutes.
Yeah.
Like that. Hey, Trina, good to see you from the UK. And so it's really, will you please ask her to finish her story? Deborah, she will. And so people love your story. So, the thing is in her story is that there is more of a story for Deborah, for her to tell once she does the meditation, once she does the things I'm suggesting, there'll be a lot more remembered in her story that she cannot remember.
Yeah.
Are there any other things you'd like to share with that, or is that the main part of the story that you want the people to
Um,
know about?
yeah, that's the main part. But the one thing that I would like to add is that it has always tripped me out the way that that guy came into my life, insisted upon going to Catalina, said he was involved with the government. We had been on a few dates where he literally got tripped out and said he was looking in his rearview mirror in the car, like, okay, I've got a dog. They're following us. They're listening through my phone. It really, and the way that it all happened, there's one more thing I need to add. The next morning, um, this, okay, and like you say, I don't want to, maybe this is a stretch. We went home the next morning. He had acted odd towards me, really
Mm,
distant. This guy had been like
yeah,
totally into me, really obsessed. I mean, he sent flowers. He brought gift cards. He really he was all about me. Now after that encounter happened, we
mhm.
went back. See, now when you are on Catalina, you ride the boat back to like the dock. Then you get on in the car. We drove an hour back home, and um, and I never heard from him again. I never heard from this guy again, ever.
Really interesting.
And he did, I don't know how to put it. He was very odd. It seemed like, and I know that this could sound like a stretch. Maybe, it was a coincidence. I don't know. But it was odd to me how it felt like in my heart that this guy's mission was to get me there for that to happen. And then he was done. And I never heard from him
Yeah.
again.
Isn't that interesting? So he brought you out to Catalina Island to this hotel. There is definitely UFO activity historically off the island coast in that whole area of the Pacific. And he brings you there.
Yeah.
You end up having these light beings appear. You go out of your body, and then the next thing you're back, you're awake, and then you're coming back to the mainland.
Yeah.
But you had this experience with light beings, which is the most fascinating part of the story, that you had that experience. And that's why I think when you do these meditations I'm suggesting, and you just start to, hey, Karen, thank you for the hat, that you start remembering things, I think it's going to be extremely interesting to hear the other part of the story. There's a lot more to your story that you just don't remember yet. You were definitely taken on a spaceship.
I believe that. I wholeheartedly believe that.
That's why when he
Yeah.
was in the room sleeping, while he was sleeping, you were being taken off planet.
Yeah. Yeah. The way that I felt was just so crazy. When I felt, I could have swore this guy shook me awake. I mean, I was talking to him. I was like, "Oh, thank God. That was crazy. I was so scared. I'm glad I woke up." He was fast asleep, and the feeling of heaviness, and I had to catch my breath. I couldn't breathe. It felt, and I know this sounds weird. It felt like my skin body was too tight, if that makes sense. Like I got returned to it. So yeah, that was just the weirdest thing.
Somebody's saying, did you ever get his contact info, like phone number or anything? Did he give you any of that information?
Um, okay, this was a while back. I remember the next morning, like the following days. I think I sent him I think I sent him a few messages, like, trying to contact him, but I never got a return anything, nothing. It was like his mission's done. It was so
Yeah.
weird. It was just very
Thank you,
weird.
Lucy.
Um,
Yes, very interesting. I think there's a lot more once you remember and you do the things that I'm mentioning. I think you're going to find that there's so much more to this than that you know, and
mhm,
I'm really fascinated by your story. I think everybody is,
yeah.
and I just can't wait to find the other part of the puzzle that you'll eventually find yourself. It's going to be a work in progress for you, but I think if you do the meditation and the Christed meditations that I'm mentioning,
Yeah.
and ask who these beings are, the light beings, where they are, where you went, I think they'll communicate telepathically with you. I
Thank
really
you.
do.
Yeah, I would love that. I would love some answers. I don't think I know I'll never forget that experience. And yeah, it's a
Oh, you
mystery to
shouldn't.
me.
You know, because it was real, and there's a lot more to it.
Yeah.
Well, Tamaree, I want to thank you. I'm following you. Now that you found our show, I hope you'll watch us regularly. We're on at 11 o'clock. Normally, we're on at 11 in the evening, sometimes in the morning. And our shows, all the past shows, including this one, will be on our YouTube channel for everybody who wants to watch my show from last night or any of the other past shows. YouTube channel, Ashtar Command Spaceship News. Write that down, Ashtar Command Spaceship News on YouTube.
All right.
That is my YouTube channel, and all our shows are on recording there, and you can watch all our past shows from the previous weeks and days before tonight. So, yeah, a lot of great shows.
All right. Thank you. Yeah, I've been watching for a while. I think I found you like a few months ago or something, and
Oh,
I've tuned
really?
in
Okay.
frequently. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad we are able to get you up here for the first time, and your story is absolutely incredible. It really is.
Thank you so much. I saw a couple people real quick in the chat. They were like asking about like, oh, like can you find him and stuff like that. Um I don't I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember his last name. His first name was Michaela, but I don't remember his last name. I don't know how to find him at all.
Now the question is, do you really need to find him? It was
Yeah,
and
no,
and somebody
probably
says
not.
the light beings were protecting you, and he was sleeping there.
Yeah,
They're probably tuned into something that those light beings would be there only to protect you.
I guess so. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think
So
Tiffany, you're the one who said that. Yeah, I do believe the light beings were there to protect you from other things, and that totally is where I probably believe happened.
yeah. Well,
You
thank you
know,
so much for listening. Yeah.
yeah, I think everyone loved your story. This is what my show's about. I'm a contactee. I've had positive contact in the 60s with space people, men and women and children with light blue space outfits before I was a teenager. So
Wow.
I completely get things a lot more than other people do who do kinds of talk shows on these things. I come from a very positive experience life with my star family. So thank you for being here. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I thank you. A
All
lot
right.
of typically in life, like, I have refrained from sharing that story just because of, people, non-believers,
Well,
this and that. I don't try to convince anyone of
well,
anything anymore.
no, but you know what? Your energy has calmed down since you got on here.
Yeah,
You feel different.
I
You feel
do. I
calmer.
actually do. Yeah.
The Astro Command's been working on you to make you just calm down.
Thank you.
So you're well protected. So understand that.
That's amazing. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming on Encounters. We appreciate you being here.
No
And
problem.
keep us informed when you make the contact with the light beings where they came from. Come back with updates in a few weeks and let us know what's going on.
Okay, I will. Thanks.
All right. Tamaree, thank you so much. And this is Encounters, the late night spiritual UFO talk show. I'm your host, CmdrAleon, host of WESU FM's The Cosmic Eye Radio Show, Astro Radio Show, WESU FM, NPR Pacific Radio for 21 years. I'm a contactee if people are new to the show. I'm from Mars, a planet with 10 to 15 million inhabitants. And also, I do workshops where I take people off planet to the golden ship of light directly. Rod, thank you for the roses. I appreciate all my moderators. How do I meet my star family, Katie says. So, Katie, it'll take some time to do this, but really practice meditating and focusing. Find a good place, a space where it's quiet, and do the meditations and say, I wish to meet my star family. I'm a Christed being of light. Those simple little sentences will assist you in eventually meeting your star family. But meditation focused on your star family of where you come from, that'll help. There's a few things that can help you. Yeah, so it's we've had some great interviews tonight from people. We're at 92,000. We're almost at 100,000 likes. We've had tonight, since I've been on, 4,600 people have watched our show. We have 18 new people that have followed us, but we've had 4,600 people, believe it or not, since 11 o'clock tonight watch this show. That's a lot of people, 4,600. So TikTok looks at the total number of people that have been watching this show on between the time we got on till 1:21 in the morning. So I appreciate all the thousands of people that are finding the show, and they are. You don't need candles. That's just little props. You don't need props. You just need your consciousness. You need to just, I would just say, make sure that you're operating in a Christ conscious state, meaning when you meditate, you close your eyes and say, I'm a Christed being of light. I wish to connect with my star family. And if you keep repeating it like a mantra, you'll eventually make contact telepathically. And you can use ambient space music in your meditation as well. Oh, Katie, you're most welcome. I appreciate the question. We're here to help everybody on encounters, definitely for sure. Thank you for the likes, Katie, too. We appreciate it, everybody. We're almost at 100,000. Rita Sanders says, I think you deserve one of those places. Thank you. Let's see. Who's... I think it's LOA. LOA, can you tell us what you want to come up on live for? I'm going to... Okay, what's going on here, man? That's really interesting. LOA, can you tell us why you want to come on live? Give us any indication of why you want to come on live with us? There's a person called LOA, and so if you give me a sense as to why you wish to come on live, LOA, I'd like to know. We're almost at 100,000. Okay, what's this? Buy my domain, witnessufo.com. Okay, we don't need that. We're not here to have people buying a mic from Brooklyn, New York, audio engineer. Huh. Yes, I'm the guy from Mars. I think it's YAHMS. Yes, good evening. Yes, I am the one from Mars. Correct. I'm just right now reading. I'm good, not a troll. Okay, Mike. Gotcha. And we did 100,000. Oh, good. We're over 100,000. I don't even see an LOA. Commander, I have strange things happening with me. I can feel something in the house, but I was a bit... Oh, yeah, okay. Interesting. What's happening? So, there was a bit... Okay. Great. We get to 100,000. Okie dokie. I think it's getting a little bit late here. It's almost 1:30 in the morning. Yeah, your face keeps freezing for me. I'm not sure why that happens. Do I have a different form? On Mars, I have basically, I'm a little bit taller. My hair is a little bit longer. Um, yeah, so my form is human, but I am definitely a little bit taller than I am here in my human form. So it's Chef Ginger. Good to see you. So it's the same form. Chef Ginger. She's a very interesting person. We need to get her. Matter of fact, okay, how come I? That's really weird. It's been a really interesting night. All right, I see her. I thought she went off planet, but she's here. I thought she went off planet for a minute. Hey, April, how are you, sister?
I'm doing good. I'm so sorry. My time ran over. I did not realize the time. I'm like, oh my God, my brother's gonna kill me. I gotta get off. Bye.
No, I'm not going to do anything. I know you were doing your thing. It was good. And then it was interesting with Tamaree. All of a sudden, when I was talking to her, her phone rang.
Yeah, I heard all
And,
that, but I was trying to tell you too, I'm also on that phone, so
oh, really?
yeah, because you kept every time I like tried to scroll to read the comments,
Yeah.
your voice was like echoing. It was weird. It was like this phone was connected with your stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, isn't that interesting? And her phone is acting up when that happens, it's almost like we're reverberating out into the universe when that happens.
I
And that's what I think I understand that's what it is. I don't know how to explain it to anybody, but when the voices keep repeating themselves,
yeah.
the voice is going out into space. It's like it's not just staying here on the phones in the room. It goes all the stuff we're saying is going into
That's
space.
why I try to warn you when I'm on that phone, because you know that always something. That's when they try to
Yeah,
come across, or they'll cut through your talking and try to throw their two
yeah,
cents in there too.
yeah. I think the Ashtar man was trying to say something,
Yeah.
but when they do that, it makes my voice go into the universe with her voice.
Hmm.
So as I was saying, I was just enjoying watching the reverberation of my words being repeated, and that was pretty. That was a kind of trippy
Yeah.
kind of thing. It was very trippy.
Uh,
Oh wow! So we're getting so close to the weekend, and I'm so excited. The weather's going to be good. We are going to have partly cloudy, sunny skies, and then partly clear skies that night. So, and then Sunday is going to be sunny and clear. So we are planning some. For people that don't realize this, we have a wonderful event coming that I think is not only special, but we're going to have 2/3 of our group together that are going to be going on the ship. April, myself, Kit Kat, Chesno, who lives in Connecticut, and potentially maybe again everything this family stuff going on with Johnny, and we're praying and hoping that he can come. But essentially, we're going to be in the field together for a surprise event with our Ashtar Command family, and we will have other people. My coordinator, Greg and Elaine, are going to be with us. They live in Middlefield, and a number of beautiful people that are going to come. So it's going to be quite the event, and we're going to be broadcasting it on TikTok too. I have the tripod. Those who are coming in the region, please make sure you contact me so I know who you are. You can message me here if you're in New England or whatever, or the New York area, or what have you. Just let us know. But we will be broadcasting it around the world on Encounters. And so you can watch it from Europe or wherever you are. You'll be able to watch us in the field on Saturday night at 8 o'clock.
yeah, I still have
Just
to.
to let people
I
know.
still have to pack. I got so much to do on Friday. I'm telling you, we're gonna be
Yeah,
leaving out
yeah.
out Friday night, but I have doctor's appointments and everything that day.
Oh, yeah. And then Mikey has to give you that thing. Whoops, to bring down that I'm going to
No, the
be.
fairies have it.
Oh, the fairies have it.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay, so they'll give it to you. All right,
yeah,
that's good. All right. Well, that'd be kind of cool. It's. I think it's. We're going to be back on tomorrow night. I think the commander needs to go off planet.
yeah. I can hear you fading.
you know. I'm fading a little bit. I mean, it's just when my mind starts fading, I probably won't make too much sense. It says, when they come, Lux Angel says, when they come Saturday, will they take you? So I wanted to say something about that. I'm not that totally faded out. We're not planning to be brought on the spaceships. Saturday night, we're just going to have visual contact with 7 spaceships of the Ashtar Command. We're not being at least told that we're going to do that. But again, like I say, we're looking at probably the next 6 months. Now, let me also say the little tiny voice in my head says this to me. And it says, you know what? You're in for a surprise. You're in for a surprise. Well, yeah, we're going to see 7 spaceships. They're involved in doing so much work on the planet to help our planet right now. They don't have a lot of time to just take us on on the ships like that. But they are giving us a moment of their time off planet to at least let you know that they're here. And that's what we're going to be doing. Now, if something like that happens, and I'm completely wrong, I'll be as surprised as you are. We all will be, including April. So, we have no idea yet what's going to happen. But my father says that it's going to be a surprise. So we're just going to go with that and not presume anything other than it's going to be a surprise that night. That's all we can do. Right? And other than that, that'll be good. So I'm going to end the show tonight before I make no sense whatsoever and I start babbling here. The only thing I would say is please do some final gifts. I want to thank everyone who gifted the show. Please, if you wish to use my Venmo app, I have a Venmo app, which is the only app I use on my profile page. If you want to Venmo my app, my Cash App is Venmo. You can donate anything you want generally. If you want to be a subscriber, become a subscriber. If you want to donate or give me a gift of roses or whatever you want to do, please do so.
Thank you, Paranormal.
Yes, and if you give me the 2 other hats, even though I don't have a mustache on them, I will do that famous word. If the last 2 hats are taken, I will do, hey, thank you, yeah, Spirit. So that nice, beautiful hat with a little round thing around it, I will definitely do that word if tar.
It's the face. It gets me every time.
I have one more hat if I get one more hat, I promise you before I fade out, I will do it again. There's only one person that can do it. Only me. Nobody in the world can do that the way I do it.
No. Nobody does the cowboy pirate like you.
No one can do it. I have one more hat to go. Who's going to be the person? I tend to be somewhat comical. You have to understand that. Being from off planet has its benefits because I don't really understand human nature. Off planet people are happy. We're serious, but we are happy, commanders. But we are here to help the planets that we go to. And the Earth is the planet we're working on right now, helping. So our space, right? You almost took me by surprise with that hat. But I'm pretty hip to what's going on here. I am. Now, if someone sends me the hat with the mustache, I'll really do it. The hat with the mustache? I'm getting really quick. You folks are, you think you can fool me. The commander's very quick. And I bet nobody could. What's going to happen now?
Pearl.
Okay. Is everybody happy? Thank you very much, folks. I am definitely getting a little bit silly here, but that's all right. Hey, April, thank you for being here, sister.
Very welcome.
Thank you, Lux Angel. I love everybody out here. I feel like a king. Yeah, Spirit, thank you. I love you all out here. Tamaree, thank you for being here. You're a beautiful soul. Chef Ginger, we have to get you on here and do an interview. You tell me when you want to come on. How about tomorrow night, Chef Ginger? We got to get Chef Ginger on here. I think she's watched the show enough that she should come on here. Will you make a commitment, Chef Ginger, to come on tomorrow night? Can we get you to come on? Tell your story? It's going to be a beautiful story. Okay, well, you'll have to come on. Well, we'll get you on. Friday night is our Ashtar Command contact night. So we're going to be, I'm going to a comedy club tomorrow. Okay. Have fun. That's a good thing. Laughter is good. I believe in that. We'll figure it out. No worries. All right, folks. I'm going to call it a night here. I'm going to go off planet. I want to thank you all for watching the show. This is the #1 spiritual UFO talk show, Encounters. Let everybody know about our show. Friday night is our Ashtar Command night. So, and then Saturday we're doing a special broadcast in an apple orchard. So let's think about Sunday night. We'll try to do it Sunday night.
Yeah, we should.
We'll definitely do something there. Now, we'll see. Sunday would probably be good. All right, folks. I need to say I love you. I want you all to be good to each other, and we'll see you tomorrow night. April, take care.
You too.
See you, sister.
Love you guys.
And send me some more pictures that you think I should narrate, some pictures with some stories with them that you think are important for people to see, and we'll put them on Encounters tomorrow night.
All righty.
All right, sounds good. I'll let you get prepared for the trip and have a safe trip down here. I can't wait. I told my wife, and I'll tell you in messaging.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll be able to do contact night because I'll be traveling.
Oh, no, you'll be traveling. So don't worry about that. We're not going to do contact night. So Friday night, we will be able to do interviews. Friday night, we will do interviews. So, Chef, think about Friday night. That will be open for interviews because she's going to be traveling. All right. So, yeah. But April, I'll talk to you off about some other things during the day.
Yeah.
All right. Take care, everybody. We'll see you later.
Love you all. And thank you for the gifts, guys.
Yeah, definitely. Take care, everybody. Let me just do this here, and we are gone.